And stuff.
And stuff.
And stuff. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the QT episode number
12.
12. I just want to say I'm very proud of myself for not calling it Residence Evil.
Oh, but why? You're in tip-top shape today.
I am in tip-top shape today.
Well rested and everything.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm always well rested.
That's his secret. He's always well rested.
Yeah, sheepdog is well, rested.
Technically, I rested. So, this is The Wander Again. Hello, everyone. Welcome to The Wander Again. This is the QT. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the QT. I'm Sheepdog. I run The Wander Again, and we do intro things. And when we are doing intro things, sometimes we play it out so our brain can catch up with what's actually happening.
I feel like one of those moms at the swim meet going like, "You're doing great, sweetie. Keep going."
And then the dad is looking over the shoulder like,
So, first up, big announcement, pretty big announcement. There's a website now.
It's beautiful.
Which I will grab and I will throw out onto. Oh, it's already been thrown out. Thank you, Mark.
Throw it out.
very-
I'll catch it.
very excited.
Hey, Mark, you did a really good job. It looks like a really nice site.
Catch
It's
these.
beautiful.
I just wanted some appreciation from the cast members as well.
Yes, for real. We just were all drooling over it for 15 minutes, which is why we're kind of late.
So, one of the channel's largest supporters and only mods, and also the person who does things, is Mark. And Mark is our biggest patron as well. The most ridiculous person in existence. Hey, Mark, appreciate all you do. He messaged me a few weeks ago, a month ago maybe, and was like, "Hey, Sheepy, I'm doing a website." Didn't know about that, and then I was like, "Oh, okay." And then he's done all of this without me really being involved too much. So hopefully from here on, I will be able to be involved and stuff. And Mark,
I don't know, Sheep. It doesn't look like you need to be.
Yeah, I know. He did so much better. He did so much better without me. It's ridiculous. If it was me, it'd be like stick figures and like, "Hello, welcome to my website. I hope you enjoy your stay here. It's nice to see you."
I'm just picturing like all the 90s pop-ups and flashy things, like what was it? Not Firefox. It was like,
It was Geo something.
God, that website builder was
GeoCities.
terrible. GeoCities, was that it?
GeoCities, yeah, that was one
You
of
said
them.
it's and everything ended in .tk because that was the only domain you could get for free.
Yeah. Wow.
Oh, God,
Turkish was the
dancing
only
baby.
free domain available. The Turkish.
That's a flashback right there.
What is with every time we do the QT, we immediately hit 90s shit? That's terrible.
I mean,
I don't know. One would wonder, you know.
Syrinx is like, I understand. these
Syrinx
references.
definitely isn't contributing to the 90s feel.
hey,
I
she
feel
might have
so
been a sperm.
nostalgic, you know, guys. So nostalgic.
Liar.
I mean, I think about early internet. I think about the $1 million website.
Oh, God.
Tamagotchis, am I right?
$1 million website and such a good idea.
And-
I mean, what did the last Pixel sell for? Like huge fucking amounts of money.
I don't know.
I
Honestly, I don't know. I just stopped looking at it.
One thing I've noticed about the internet and everyone on the internet is everyone knows at least one person who had a Tamagotchi that they're still keeping alive. Like there's always just that one weird random person.
Still? No way!
Dude.
Yeah.
No way! No way.
I know someone who has two still alive. They have a
Yeah.
Tamagotchi and a Nano baby or something. It was one of the
Okay.
off brands. Legit.
I had.
I don't know why.
I had the Digimon one, the little rectangle.
I was poor.
The only thing I know about Digimon is now that now in current day there's a whole load of people who claim that Digimon was the first isekai.
I mean, first is probably a stretch, given that isekai
Yeah.
as a genre has existed well into the like medieval period. You know what I mean? Like if you're thinking about just like
I mean, isekai
Shakespeare's A Midsummer Night's Dream is an isekai.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Sorry, apologies. I meant first anime isekai.
I mean, maybe.
Oh. I mean, who's watched?
Yeah,
all
how
anime?
many
That's
fucking
the thing.
qualifiers are you gonna add here, Shiki?
Yeah.
First medieval.
It's the
isekai,
first. Look, it's the first isekai about Digimon that's ever existed.
Yeah,
okay?
exactly.
Look, all I'm saying is that's what I heard.
Yeah, well,
don't.
you shouldn't listen to stupid things.
God damn it! I knew anime was too controversial to bring up.
How dare you?
Although
I
I
like
never
Sailor
expected when bringing up anime to be countered with Shakespeare. So well done, Elf.
No, like I gotta use my fucking liberal arts degree for something.
That's true. Sorry, we're supposed to be doing an intro. So, yes, with the website, please do go and check it out. There is a live section. We've got announcements. You can see the cast roster. You can see all of the shows that we've done, and all the latest episodes. And also, there's a link on the website to the Patreon. Let's talk about the Patreon.
Yeah.
The Patreon is something that I haven't had a chance to deal with much lately because I've been trying to fix my sleep, and my sleep has been incredibly horrific, I can tell you that. But I want to start a new watch-along for you guys on the Patreon. We have Girls Lost Tour, and then we have I have 3 other shows I'm going to suggest you guys can pick, and we'll watch along with one of those shows. They're all interesting in their own different ways, but I kind of hope everyone picks the Tribe. Me and Katie remember the Tribe.
I can't believe that's on. I mean, it's literally the Tribe is one of those shows that when I try to remember anything about it, it feels like a fever dream. Like the fact that you brought it up is one of the rare moments in my life that someone's confirmed it was a real show I watched because it's just so weird and so offbeat and bad.
Do you remember the one the guy called Lex? And
What did he look like?
he had
What was
no-
it? Did he have like makeup?
Yeah, well, they all didn't because they all.
Yeah.
they
Oh
all
yeah.
had
That's
face
I remember
paints.
them by their makeup. Was he the guy with like the one streak?
Yeah, with the one stripe down
Yep.
his eye. Yeah.
Yep.
And he was like the Vegeta character who was like an
Dude.
asshole. And then you had there was
Like the original Rufio.
there was Rufio's classic, but there was the girl who was one of the leaders, and she very often had like a kind of band across her eyes.
Yep.
And there was also the other girl who was the leader of the losers, or the group of like outcasts, and she had the like space buns.
Yes.
And she had the most bizarre accent in existence, where she sounded American, Australian, and British, and she jumped between all 3. And to this day, it confuses the shit out of me. Anyway,
I always felt that way about most of the cast, honestly. I think it was
Yeah.
filmed in New Zealand, but they were all trying to pull some other accent, and it would just flow between.
It was actually filmed in Australia.
Oh, was it really?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
well,
yeah.
I would have guessed, because I agree with
The
you. Like the
accents
way they
sound
talk
more
is
New
just
Zealand.
not right.
But
You
having
do have that mid-Atlantic accent, which is supposed to sound like a mix of American and British.
yeah. Having said that,
Nah.
vote for the Tribe, because apparently I want to watch that.
Worth it, my dudes. Worth it. You'll love hate it.
Going on past there for the Patreon stuff, because I haven't actually talked about the Patreon. You can sign up, pledge on the Patreon for a little bit of money, as little as $3, which is less than a Twitch subscription, but actually contributes more than a Twitch subscription. Let that sink in for a moment.
Yeah.
Sorry, I keep shitting on Twitch. Anyway,
Just keep going.
yeah.
I'll just masturbate with my tears later.
Which you can find on the Patreon.
Along with my notes.
I'd be down for publishing the notes.
Dude, if people want them, I literally had to whip out another notebook because I'm almost done with this one. So that's going to
Oh my
be
God.
200 pages.
Oh yes, but so Patreon. Come pledge on Patreon. All the money that is pledged goes immediately into the cast fund, which goes to, for example, the QT. The Monday show, which is currently the QT, is completely covered by Patreon, and I'm hoping that over the course of this year, we'll get to the point where we can open up another show permanently, probably on Fridays. That's going to be a lot more experimental. A lot more kind of like new GMs or me trying things where I'm like, this sounds cool. For example, like Dragon Riders. In Dragon Riders, everyone plays 2 characters, a dragon and a rider. I can neither confirm nor deny whether I just put up a cast call for season 3, but I just put a cast call up for season 3, so...
We can confirm that he did.
I did.
Can we?
Yeah, we can totally
Still
confirm.
has
Pretty
power
sure
over
we
our
can.
lives a little bit in the game.
Additionally, I'm thinking of a few kind of like goals and things like that, and I have been persuaded / convinced to. It'll be up on the Patreon soon. I need to edit some of these things. I have been persuaded / convinced to do one like goal for the Patreon. Once we hit a certain amount of money pledged and stay there for a couple of months. I don't want to say this. I will write and turn into an audiobook an erotic novel that is something that Cecilia would probably have on her
Nice.
on her
Nice.
thing. So like,
Oh, I'm so happy right now.
one of those classic like blue books, you know, where it's like windswept, you know, man in
Harlequin romance.
yeah. So
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna set that up on the Patreon as one of the goals for when we hit like a certain number pledged or whatever. But I will write it and I will voice it. So I will narrate.
They will
it.
cream to it.
Anyway.
Oh, so
Good.
I've been trying to think of something I'd be willing to do, but it's something that I just don't want to do, and that's
You know, there's an entire
I mean,
subreddit
that's to be honest,
dedicated
that
to that
sounds
stuff.
that sounds like a delightful experience.
yeah,
Honestly, I agree.
yeah.
I'm here for it.
Oh God, but maybe I'll. I'm not gonna push any further. I'll come up with.
I know he almost said something. I was just because before the stream we were talking about like, you know, vampires and werewolves and stuff. If you
Yep.
guys like smutty vampires and werewolves, the Anita Blake Vampire Hunter novels are great.
it's
Just a
look,
side note.
it started great and then like
Oh,
it
agreed.
became just smut and I was like, oh, even I am finding this hard, and believe
You're
me,
literally
I
pulling that out of
can
my head.
deal
I've
with
said
a
the
lot.
exact same thing.
But the first ones were so good.
Yeah,
I-
like the
I
first
could-
5 or 6 are great.
I could read anything as long as it's got vampires in it.
I'm the same, but at a certain point, it's like she just starts accidentally sleeping with herds of like were
There-
animals, and you're
yeah,
just like, it's too much.
It's not
there-
vampires
Birds.
anymore.
Yeah.
Like there becomes a certain point where the smut just is too much smut and not enough plot. I need a
Yep.
little bit of investment, like a tiny bit, just a little tiny bit.
Yeah. Like the first book, she starts out as a really badass necromancer in love with like the lead vampire of the city, and 3 books in, like you don't even remember she's a necromancer anymore.
It's
'cause
like,
she's
oh no, I
sleeping
have
with
to
were
have-
animals.
I have to have sex right now.
Yeah, that's what it becomes. She's like, I must have sex or my powers will overcome everyone in the room, and then she bones a bunch of were tigers that are blue. It's real weird. I've read them all, have them all. Very weird.
Just FYI, I'm not writing that.
Yeah, just,
Before anyone says I want Sheepy's version, I'm not writing that.
yeah. Please give us exactly that.
To be honest, if you read one of those, I'd love a read.
Honestly,
a
yeah.
rewriting.
Honestly, just take that book and then read it aloud. You know, like that's all you. have to
That's
do.
Oh my god, so for real, those who have read it, Micah, that's the one he should read.
I have once a long time ago. I did read what is it, Her Dark Desires or something, which is the Harry Potter fan fiction that was super famous.
Oh.
Super famous, where I think the main character was the writer's like self-insert.
Oh, are you talking
And-
about the fucking worst fanfiction ever?
Yes,
thing?
yes.
Yeah, I can't remember the title, but yeah,
Like,
We could just call it that. That's a great title.
Everybody's read that. I feel like
legit. Well, I read it out live on the
Oh,
stream.
nice. Okay.
And I did voices and
fantastic.
everything. Legitimately, there is a line in that. There's a line in that story where it's like, "My immortal." That's what it's called. Thank you. And the line is literally it's the main character who is not just a wizard but a witch vampire. And she's like totally dating Malfoy, and I think they have sex, and the line is something Darkness Ebony Ravenway. There you go.
Oh God.
Why
are we talking about this?
This is great because there's so many. The True Blood books. Anybody read those? Those are equally terrible.
Yep.
What is it? I think the line is, and we totally had sex and it was awesome, and that's that's the line for the sex scene. That's like the entirety of the sex scene.
That's a Lonely Island Boys line. I feel like
it's something along those lines. But so, let's
that's fantastic. I love that.
Let's move on to other better things. Like for example,
Better-
the QT.
Debatable, but
More entertaining, absolutely.
So last week we had oh god, it's going to be a case of me remembering everything.
Would you like me to run down my notes?
Hell yeah, give us a
The only rough spots are the spots that I was in, but I can briefly give that. Basically, Tori went on a date. It was super kind of blasé and awkward, and they broke up for like the 1000th time.
Yeah.
But Tori totes think this one's for shiz.
This one's for real.
Yeah.
This one's for real. Will and George went to Ashton, talked about the mirrors and whatever, and Ashton was like, I guess you can destroy them. And then told me about the graveyard and what's probably there. And then we learned about what was in... Huh?
Ashford said you can destroy them, but there's a reason why.
Yeah, it's a bad
Yeah, you
idea.
It's not a good idea.
Well, did he tell us it was bad luck?
Yeah, he
Or
did.
did he just say don't do it? He did? Okay.
He
So
was
don't destroy
essentially like-
those.
He was essentially like, they follow you around for a while and like, fuck you.
And there's still some in the sky. Like, we didn't trap all of them. Well, in the sky. There's still some around town.
Yeah.
We did not. We
Yeah.
only cropped 2.
Yeah, they travel in
I didn't even
packs.
think about this last time, but I wonder if they'll come for us again and we can just keep I don't know. Anyways. Sorry, that happened. And then Tori and Cece had a moment. And Tori, like, basically was like, have you ever thought about swimming? And Cece was like, I know how to swim. And Tori was like, bathing suit, you're on the team.
Great.
Let's fucking be bitches. And that was that. And so Cece's just left with a bathing suit and doesn't know what to do yet. And we have no confirmation on Cece on that one.
There's the whole meeting with Ashford was chatting about what to do about the Alps, and he also mentioned, I think you mentioned that the Dogman Graveyard Keeper was gone.
Yeah.
Yes, I did. And he told me that I should go to the graveyard and consume with my face all the things that rise up out of the graves. So I invited Cece to join.
Yeah, I believe he also said go deal with that problem there, and
Yeah.
you were like how do I do that? And he's like, if in doubt, eat them.
So yeah.
To be fair, it is a very good strategic standpoint. If in doubt, eat them.
Yes.
Now, imagine the dentistry bills, though. Oh, I guess you guys aren't in America. Just kidding. Americans, imagine the dentistry bills.
Dentistry is not free here, Katie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dentistry is a private practice everywhere.
Yeah.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah,
Okay, just kidding.
it's free up until the year you turn 24 here, and then you have to pay for it yourself.
So we can indeed imagine the dentistry bills.
Yeah.
Okay, just kidding. Imagine the dentistry bills.
Wow. And I think that we
And then
had-
we learned about the mines creature, the Gyuki. Gyuki? Is that how you say it? There's a Gyuki.
Yuki. Yeah.
Gyuki. Okay, I wrote it down. Like I did not know phonetically what that meant. But we learned there's a Gyuki in the mines, and it's like
Evil Minotaur Japanese.
yeah, it's
thing.
like a minotaur that hung out in Chernobyl for a while.
Yeah, a mix between a minotaur and a troll.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's pretty gnarly looking.
It's like a minotaur that hung out in Chernobyl.
Yeah, but
I
it's
mean,
Japanese.
I googled it. Like that's what
It's
I got.
Japanese, so I guess it hung out of Fukushima.
Yeah, thank you. Sorry. Yep, that's more accurate. But we don't know much about it. But Will's gonna try to research it. Spoilers: it's not in the book. We were told that
Yeah,
Yeah.
on the side, so we're
Yeah.
not gonna know anything about it.
Will's gonna
and
need
then
some more books.
the Tory Bertrand thing. That was like a big
Indeed.
drop. Tori kind of like talked her way out of service to Ashton through Bertrand, I guess.
Ashford.
Ashford to Bertrand, sorry. And what we got from Ashford is very vague. She's not under my protection anymore. That's legitimately what he keeps saying. So George is convinced he like sold her like, like now
Goods and
this is
chattel.
your
Yeah.
like, yeah, exactly. And so, yeah, I don't know what to do there. That's going to be, yeah.
Yeah.
Tori's not the most forthcoming with information.
So instead of owing Ashford millions of dollars, Tory has to get 25 grand for Bertrand to help him
Yeah.
get money, I guess.
Pay for student loans.
But she didn't talk to any of us about this.
We did also find out that Ashford and Bertrand were at university together.
Along with another knight, right?
No,
Yeah.
no. Knight wasn't mentioned in the group, but
Oh, but there were more people, right? It was kind
Yeah.
of like a group of
Yeah.
people. Okay, yeah.
that's a group of
You could write a romance novel about them in high school.
Oh my god.
Season 2.
So much lip quivering.
I'm not gonna do.
That was my input. Thank you.
Season 2 is going to be the prequel with the Ashford and Bertram and company.
Quiet, subtle glances
I have
and
to.
so
I
forth.
have to write an Ashford X Grey
Arm
fanfiction.
grazes in class.
The gentle touch of Bertrand's fingertips along Ashford's cheek.
Bony fingers. Graze the meaty inner thigh of night.
Oh my god, stop it.
The lips quiver.
So,
Yeah, let's move swiftly on.
anyway, and we found out that they were a part of like a paranormal investigators something. Not the pig that we have here in the QT. Which I believe is actually called Paranormal Investigators Group, right?
Yep. We're the pigs.
But Will made it up, right? He came up with it on his own.
Oh my god, we're pigs.
And
Smart. 30-minute orgasms. I'm in.
Fair enough, I guess.
That's why they squeal all the time.
This is apparently this is just the
Fucking
mental
hell,
space.
Katie.
This is just the mental space we're in today.
Of course, my family raised pigs.
I shouldn't have brought up the erotic novel. It's just
That was your fault.
Yeah.
Fucking hell, Katie.
You know what? You're so sleepy. Honestly, we're just helping you along, bud.
Oh, thank you.
I was gonna say what is gonna be called Sleepy Dog or Sleep Dog
Oh,
now instead of...
sleepy.
Yes. It's not helping that you keep like shunting my brain off track because then I have to put it back on, and it's like, and the engine has to get started again. All it is just one man on one of those like pumping rail things, like just going up.
See a cow.
Blazing
on a cotton
saddles.
hat.
Yeah. So, past that, I believe George was set on course to go deal with graveyard things.
Yep.
Essentially, without the gravekeeper there, the likelihood is there's going to be some zombies rising from the grave, so they're going to have to go deal with that. And Ashford is going to meet Will a little bit later with a bag of lemons, and they're going to go looking for signs of the Alps. So,
Yep.
And what is it we do with the lemons again? I just want to hear you say it. It's so weird.
You have to put the lemons in their mouth while they're asleep and bury them. Mythology, isn't it?
Mythology, magic.
Folk,
Wandering in after dark.
folklore, folk tales. I mean, you say that's weird, but you literally have a puka in your house that you feed bread and milk as a contract.
I don't even peel or me.
Much less weird.
No.
I mean,
Nope.
For
I've
Puka,
only had a
not
pig
really.
farm, dude.
Yeah.
My gauge of weird is way off.
Yeah. So
And the puka gets dropped more lore almost than Ashton has at me. So
Ashford.
Ashford, why do I keep doing that? Bertrand, Ashford. Jesus.
Um,
Ashton?
I'll also say the puka may have dropped more lore. I'm not sure how reliable that lore is, or understandable that lore is.
True.
Yeah, we get it.
That's a horrible euphemism. What did you do there? I dropped some lore. Oh, okay.
So, afternoon, and the majority of well, the classes have ended, so a lot of the students are either heading home or in the process of heading home. George has tried to elicit the help of Cecilia tonight at the graveyard. Cecilia still has to decide what to do about that. I imagine that Will has headed off to prepare for tonight as best you can.
I mean, I was gonna hang out at the skate park with George.
Yeah.
And
I feel like that's like
What's his
understood.
face?
That's our
John.
normal.
yeah,
Like after school, even if we have something else to do, we probably always go there first.
yeah.
Hell yeah.
Well, if there is anything to be talked about or anything like that, do let me know. Otherwise, it'll just be assumed unless there's a scene.
Assume away.
So I'm like, it's not really a conversation, but I'm gonna
Yeah.
go around and try to get as many lighters as I can because I'm gonna try to drink all the fluid and become like a little human torch to go to the graveyard
Oh, no.
Okay.
because I don't know what
That's
else to do and
awesome.
everything's burned down and that's like. So I might be like taking lighters from people or finding them on the ground or whatever, but that's about it. George might, or if Will asks, I'd definitely tell him like, I don't know.
I'm gonna be a
like,
dragon.
if I can eat all this, but it'd be better cooked, I'm guessing.
Yeah, you could also buy some lighter fluid, I guess, and
yeah. Steal a
She's
Bunsen
pretty
burner.
broke though.
yeah.
Like I'm thinking like every quarter she has goes to that bread and milk for Puka at this point. I thought about that, but I don't know.
Yeah,
She'd be more likely to steal it.
that makes sense. Yes. Okay. Noted. However, we are going to fade into something that probably everyone can visualize quite easily. A swim meet at a school,
I can smell it.
you know,
Yeah, the chlorine.
the chlorine,
Oh, yeah.
the bleachers, the, you know,
Hormones.
The Correct.
Teenagers stink, dude.
Yeah.
Tori,
Yep.
you're getting prepared, and the rest of the team is as well. There's kind of like a first swim meet back since school started, and
I mean, this is like first competition. We got to set the pace for the rest of the year.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, here it is. Like, this is where we go.
question: does Tori like? I'm essentially there's the changing rooms like go directly out into the pool area. Do you like look out, see how many people are there, and you know?
I
Or is-
mean, I think Tori just, like, she's a veteran of this sort of thing at this point and doesn't need to, like, she doesn't feel, like, nervous about a crowd, you
Yeah.
know, in any way. I think her attention is more on her team.
Yeah.
And there's a little bit of, like, captain energy going on with like I'm gonna take responsibility for everybody and make sure that everybody's like doing okay and like everybody is as confident as I am.
Yeah.
Basically.
I can picture her going around checking the girls who had injuries or something,
Yeah.
and like
totally.
being like, "Are you absolutely okay?" Stuff like
And
that.
And then of course we got to do like the pre-event like group speech, you know, like the all right everybody, get in here
Captain, my
kinda.
captain.
kind of thing. And I think she sort of gathers everybody together right before the meet's about to happen. Everybody's like in the changing rooms or what have you. And she just says to everybody like, all right, well, first meet of the year, and we're gonna crush it. We always crush it, there's no way we don't wipe the floor with these folks, but don't worry yourself too much. Just get out there and push as hard as you can.
To a resounding.
And as everyone is like getting pumped up and like, yeah, the typical team stuff and etc. No one notices the very slight sheen.
Yeah, I did that on
across.
purpose.
Yeah, I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure whether Tori was engaging it or whether it was just kind of a thing. So my first question would be: is Tori engaging this, or is this an involuntary?
She's avoided it a lot recently. You know what? We're gonna say on purpose.
Okay.
We're just gonna say she did it on purpose. Everybody, get out there and you know what? I'm gonna can I rephrase just
Sure.
a little? Because now that I'm thinking on purpose, is that get out there and do your best.
Do your best. Okay. Yeah, that's slightly less kind of like but still okay.
Evilly.
Yeah, it's a little less evil.
Could you please roll me a convince?
Ooh.
I think this is going to be super powerful. You can take attention grabbing from the drama experience.
Yeah.
The popularity from the friend group.
What about we have a compelling voice on Siren.
I would say compelling voice and seductive both work here.
Okay,
That was.
great.
I just have to say that wording was so smart. I was just thinking about it. Like, what if you were just like swim better than anyone else in the world, and they were like turbo jets? Oh my
That
god.
would but also you could injure people, right? Like if
Yeah.
that's why I was like I want to try and rephrase because what I said
Smart.
was
Push
go
yourself.
hard, go push yourself, go hard, which is like rip your arms out of your sockets. It's terrible.
Become a fish.
The
All right.
typical team talk where it's like win or die. takes on a
Yeah,
whole
we're
new
gonna
meaning.
kill them. All the girls bring fucking like
You said,
carving knives into the
you-
pool.
You said convinced, right?
Yes. Oof.
Oh yeah.
14.
Yeah, that'll
Bitch,
do
you're
it.
going to state.
Great success.
Great success, la la la.
And then you'll all rush out.
This
like-
is the first what would you call it, like group compel that Tori is.
Yeah.
Dude, how many people
uh,
are usually on a swim team too? I don't know.
I would say like 8.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah. I guess yeah. If you look at the Olympics, how much? Yeah, there's usually like what 6 or 8, something like that. I don't know. Yeah.
Well, and you're also thinking about relays. You're thinking about what different like strokes or whatever people
Yeah.
do,
Yeah.
like different stuff. That's
Yeah.
a specialty. Yeah.
And these are like strong-willed people. Like sports.
Yeah.
Sports women, like who are like in the zone. You just
But
mind
they
fuck them, dude.
also do want to do their best, right? It's one of those things where it's like you're going along with like the if I was like,
Like
everybody
self-fulfilling
lose on
prophecy.
purpose, that would have been probably like
But as you
Limbs fly off.
as you kind of like feel that that familiar kind of like surge through of let's call it power.
Yeah.
everyone is cheering and clapping, and you all kind of like ride that momentum out into the pool. As you all come out, there's like a cheering from the stands, and people stand up. I will say that 2 people stand out to you in the stands. One of whom is kind of with your friend group, and the ones who don't swim, and standing up and cheering and happy and smiling, which is Aaron. And then
Thank you, Aaron.
Thirsty boy.
And then the other is well, technically it's 3 people. It's your mum and the twins.
Okay.
Who all 3 of whom are there and cheering and clapping and standing. Although I will say that while your mother is standing, she is not like, you know, doing the wild clapping and cheering that everyone
Well,
else
of
is
course. Yeah, of course, of
Um,
course.
Just I imagine her like perfect posture, purse in her lap.
doing. Well, as we all know, wasps do not have hands.
So good.
So you will probably short strokes the swim meet itself, partially because Sheepy is not 100% sure how swim meets work.
I mean, it's just a series of competitions and
Yes,
races,
yes.
basically.
Yeah, everybody like
that's all
does
it
their
is.
the butterfly and then like something else.
So for the rest of the swimmers, I'll go just partially off your convince roll. So they're going to do decently. My question is for Tori, is what specifically is she going to be doing? Is it the front stroke, front crawl?
God, I don't fucking know anything
Butter-
about swimming.
But I could see her doing the butterfly and maybe like a
Is she tall?
like, leading the relay.
She's tall. She's tallish, yeah. So
Yeah.
probably, yeah.
Butterfly, something like that. Yeah, if she's got a
Yeah.
wingspan.
Yeah. Okay.
Also, I think butterfly is like notoriously one of the hardest.
It
Yeah.
is. It
And
is
I-
totally like a captain move to take
There you
the
go. Yep,
hardest.
I was gonna say
yeah.
I could feel like she'd pick the hardest challenge to be the best at. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And at the end there'll be, you know, a relay as well. So let's get us a look here. I would say in this instance, seeing as like your first roll means that your team's going to do pretty well, we don't need to change the game. I'd say hit it with all you got.
Oh. Hit it with all I've got, and I'm adding things to this as well.
yes.
Or are we just doing it raw?
I would say athletics, endurance,
I have
swimming.
I literally have a swim team one that's like 3 swimming related things.
Yeah.
I have a question. Can I ask a question?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so you mind fucked me. You said do your best. Okay. What if there's a girl? There's a person on your team who has been like assigned to do a swim, whatever. I don't know, a butterfly or another swim. I can't think of another type. But they are
freestyle, fucking
secretly
breaststroke.
right there. You go. They're doing breaststroke, but secretly, or like they're the best at butterfly. Would they
They're just, like-
uncontrollably jump into the butterfly thing, or would they do a butterfly in their own competition and just be like fucked? Because that's their best.
It's spirit
technically-
of the wording
Yeah.
versus.
I
yeah.
would say, in the case of like and Tori would have felt this as well, like kind of putting that out to multiple people kind of dilutes the effectiveness to a degree.
Okay.
So it's essentially kind of like it's more of like a confidence boost and an intention to do well, as opposed to like a directive, which is
Like a literal.
Less cocaine, more Red Bull.
Yeah, if Tori had said that directly to one person, she might have got into an argument with someone who's like, I should do the butterfly, you know. But they're not.
Yeah.
They're not gonna just be like, I'm going to jump in and you know. Like,
They won't
it's not
go. They won't
uncontrollable.
go hella rogue. Okay.
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
I was thinking like a zombie walk into someone else's competition or something, but no, that makes sense with the delusion.
So all of those, however, you do also have the weakness unnatural water.
I do. So we only have a 2. We get 3 pluses and a minus.
Yes.
Let's do it. Hit it with all I've got. Boom. 10. Great
Okay.
success.
Also, as a sidebar, I should have said you could also use the Aquatic Affinity.
Oh yeah, I didn't.
But
That's fine.
so that would be 11 instead of a 10, but it's still good.
I mean, the negative of like water problem. This kind of water anyway.
Yeah. So what I'll say is, as you dive in and start the butterfly, like there's a moment when you hit the water and go underneath, where you kind of feel like spun around. The water itself kind of knocks you off kilter. You feel a bit dizzy, you feel a bit weak, you feel a bit kind of like drained, almost like you want to sleep. Until you manage to, like, you know, push yourself up to the surface again, and that kind of clears, and you get back, you get into your rhythm. It's momentary, but it's noticeable. And it's more than the last. I don't think the last time you really noticed too much with the water. So, however, even though that did like start you off a bit slower than the rest of the competitors, you managed to catch up. You do like one of those perfect spin dives. You know,
I have
where
the power of unnatural speed.
You have the power of water powers, and also being a athletic swimmer.
Being a good swimmer anyway. Yeah.
But instead of Captain Planet, you're captain of the swim team.
Yes.
Yeah. Correct.
Nice.
And the heart isn't needed if you can just tell people to do well.
So I assume Sheepy that with a great success I kill it.
Yeah, absolutely. Essentially, especially at the turn, you like nail that turn. You know, where you go underwater, you spin, you kick off the side of the pool.
Yep.
And by the time you've done the first lap, you're already, you know, overtaken those who are a little bit ahead of you. And I'm not gonna say you break a record or anything, like a school record or anything, but you're quite close. And as you hit the end and, you know, you win, you kind of like look up and you see like your friend group is up and clapping and cheering, and like, ooh, there's probably some chanting going on, like Tory, you know, classic stuff.
I mean, Tori like revels in that shit.
Yeah.
Right. Like, she is so into it.
Yeah.
That it's like, I mean, it's like beyond sensible. If you know what I mean? Like, she lives for that kind of popularity.
Gets a little carried away, like fist pump in the air, like
Yeah, that's right. Cheer for me. I am the center of attention.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. Which I imagine is maybe part of the reason she joined the swim team, etc. as well.
Pretty much.
Yeah. Okay. The rest of the team, you know, there are some wins, there are some losses. Overall, the team does well, and by the end of the meet, the competition, you have come out on top. I would say the finale is like essentially like a relay, and you put yourself in. I'm not sure which would be the best, but my instinct says last. You know, so you're the last
to do
one.
any catching up that needs to be
Picking
caught
up
up.
the slack,
Yeah.
and yeah. The first person off is Laura. She does decently. There's a couple of girls in the middle, 2 and 3, who lose the lead a little bit, and you know it's a bit more neck and neck. But at the end, when you jump in and you do the final bit, you get that lead back and you finish very comfortably because good swimmer as previous, and you know, some supernatural help as well there.
It's hard to say how much of it is Tori and how much of it is magic.
True. At the end, I will say that all throughout this, you know, the bleachers have been cheering and, you know, happy and etc. But the right at the end, you catch a glimpse of your mother, like, actually clapping and standing up with everyone else, and you know, there's no cheering and there's no kind of like jumping up and down like some of the parts of the rest of the bleacher, but I would say it's significant enough.
Yeah, and last person in the relay gets all the glory, like Chad is saying.
Yeah.
Absolutely, you're right. Yeah, I think Tori just like throughout this whole meet is like keeping an eye on her team.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And seeing like what effect that compel had. You know, like it's very much a like I did this on purpose, so now I have to see that like everything is okay.
Yeah. I would say that question. It just occurred to me: is Laura counted in the ones who were like because it was kind of a group thing? Did she get hit by the waves as well?
I mean, I'm sure that she probably did. Yeah.
Okay. So Laura and a couple of the other girls who you know to be the kind of like the strongest swimmers do very well and better than you expected. You see less from some of the weaker girls, from some of the weaker swimmers, which kind of, I'm gonna say, as captain, it makes you think like, okay, the girls who are less good at swimming, who are less strong, have been trying their hardest all the time from what I can
the
see.
whole time, yeah.
But the stronger swimmers maybe not quite as much.
Yeah.
Like there's a little bit of a ability to get better, I guess. Or they're just not trying hard enough during like practice. And
They're
things.
just slacking off.
Slacking a little bit, yeah. I would say you have like a quick kind of ceremony for the winners, and there's lots of handshaking and well dones, and the coach comes over and congratulates you and says well done, and you go back to the changing rooms. The coach gives a speech that is kind of it's like, okay girls, first meet, very good, you know, very impressed, everyone tried their hardest and that was very obvious. Well done everyone, and next week, no sorry, because it's like Monday I think at the moment, we just had the weekend, sheepy, and on Wednesday we'll do another practice, preparing for the next one, okay? Very good. And she like turns to you, Tori, and says, Captain?
Yeah, well done everybody, and we'll reconvene. I'll talk about more on I'll talk more about all of this on Wednesday, but well done, you know, and sort of like same deal.
Yeah, and when you say like all the girls like woo, like, yeah. And I would say, unless there's anyone you want to talk to, there's going to be a few people kind of your friend group waiting when you get out, you know, with your gear and everything, and they're essentially going to be like, you know, let's go into town, let's go grab something to eat and hang out, and you know, like talk, but essentially talking about your victory and kind of, you know, being super enthusiastic about it. I don't know if there's anyone you'd like to talk to specifically.
I mean, Laura's always the person that like I want to get vibes with if I can, like one-on-one.
Yeah.
And so like while we're sort of, you know, in the midst of the getting back into regular clothes and so forth process, I think Tori's gonna ask Laura like, so how did it feel?
And she's kind of like picking her stuff up and packing it away. She's like, yeah, it was, you know, it's great, we won. I'm just a little tired, you know.
Like more than usual, or?
I just, you know, like I was winning quite comfortably, and I still just, you know, kept going. Usually I'd slack off a bit and just, you know, win, but I don't know, it's a Yeah, it's fine.
Well, yeah, but you totally demoralize them, you know? Like,
Yeah.
show them how good we are.
Oh yeah, absolutely. No, I'm just I might head back home. I think have dinner with my folks and
You don't want to go out?
No, I think maybe I'll get an early night and I'm just a little bit tired.
And Tori's like considering something, and then goes like, "Yeah, okay. I'll see you tomorrow."
Yeah, absolutely. All right. See you tomorrow. And then she like shoulders her bag and walks out. And you, as she walks out, you hear people be like, "Oh my God, Laura, that was so awesome!" You know.
Yeah.
Which the second that Tori steps out, it'll shift. You know, kind of like paparazzi, who's like, "Oh my God, it's Weird Al," and then like Kanye walks out, and everyone's like, "Ah, Dixon."
Interesting comparison.
I first two names that came into my mind for some reason.
Good. But so yeah, I think Tori also needs to like go and hook up with her mom and her siblings.
Yeah.
And see what they thought, I guess.
Yeah.
Pointedly ignoring Aaron and any Aaron related things.
Yeah. And that's a good point. Is there any effect there for Tori or any thought she has that he still turned up and was like, you know, cheering and smiling and happy and sporting?
I mean, the thought is we just talked about how we weren't going to do this and then he did it anyway. And that's like, fuck him, basically.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Because it's like, yeah, he presents like all of this is for him being a nice guy or whatever, but that's like a layer of manipulation too. You know what I mean? Like that like being like, oh, I showed up anyway is not like I did it with no ulterior motive by definition.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
there's an aspect of like, if I don't go, then people will notice that I'm not there and think I'm an asshole. You know, that type of thing. Or just
yeah, but there's also the Tori will see me there and we'll get back together, right?
Yeah.
Vibe on the other end.
And also like people will see me there and think, you know, like I'm fine. The breakup hasn't affected me. Like there's a whole load of possible layers to it. Okay. And yeah, when you there we go. When you like kind of walk up to your mom and to the twins, like as you're walking up and you get there, your mom says, your father's in surgery. Working, yes.
Yeah, there's like the clarification there that's like, okay, good.
It's why he couldn't come, although he said he wanted to.
Well, I mean, I'm glad that you guys could come. She says, like, in general to the siblings and mother, you know, like more towards her brother and sister than her mom, I think.
And the boy Samuel, like kind of steps forward, is like, you kicked their butts, and
yeah, I did, and I always do.
And yeah, and your mom is like, Samuel, please. And
Tori gives him like a
yeah,
hell yeah, I did.
Yeah.
Like,
and he doesn't seem very chaste. You know, he doesn't
No.
really like, he doesn't say any more, but he also doesn't look apologetic or anything. And Renee like steps forward and she's like, we were cheering for you in the stands. Did you see?
yeah, I saw you right when I walked out. You were the first people I noticed.
Okay. I wanted to make a sign, but Mom said that was like a bit much.
Well, I mean, to be fair, you'd have to carry it around everywhere, and you really want to do that, right? I can see you cheering just fine.
No, I could carry it around. I wanted you to see my sign.
Maybe next time. There's gonna
It's
be plenty
funny
of
because I
needs.
totally. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. I was just
No,
gonna say I
yeah,
totally
go.
picture your mom carrying like one of those enormous, ridiculous Louis Vuitton bags on her arm, and being like, "You don't want to carry a sign all day." Meanwhile, she's got like 40 pounds of leather hanging off her elbow. Sorry.
Yeah.
Don't diss the leather.
Ironic.
I mean, she's,
You know your leather's better.
like, she's still in, you know, typical like high fashion dress suit, you know, high heels, etc. Why are you going to a swim meet like dressed like that? You should be in. I don't know what you should be in, but you should be in that.
I think Tori's gonna say like, I'll be home a little later. I've gotta spend some time with the team and, you know, like celebrate victory, all that sort of thing.
Yes, of course. I have to take the twins back. Anyway, I've arranged a babysitter for tonight. Your father and I are going to get dinner.
Yeah, great. Spend some time together, you know. But I'll loop back in with you this evening sometime.
Yes, I do have some work which is going to need to get done, but I should be around at some point tonight.
Yeah, all right. I'll be home later. Anyway, I gotta catch up with people. I'll
yes,
see ya.
yes. And as you
Thanks for coming. Thanks for watching. She's
as you're like turning, you say thanks for coming. At the same time, she says good job, and then you both kind of like cut each other off a little bit, and then just go anyway. And...
By the way, I want to make clear out of character, Tori is not going to go and celebrate with the team. That has already been defined as a thing that's happening. She's gonna go do some more, call it experiments, testing, human testing.
Do some human testing, sure.
Yeah, you know, with no oversight, so that'll be fun.
Ooh, okay. Well, we will as Tori, like, you know, shoulders her probably like sling bag or something, like sports bag, and starts heading out of school. We fade on that, and I think we will. It makes sense to join George and William as you are at the skate park, but it's starting to get later, so you're going to, you know, it's essentially like it's getting to the point where you need to both go and do your things. So Joel is there, but Joel is, as usual, paying just enough attention that you can talk to him, not enough that he's going to notice anything, because poor boy does not notice much.
He busy with them kickflips.
Yeah.
Will's reading the book. That's what he was doing.
I imagine Will probably does not keep track of time while we're there, so usually there's a point when like it starts getting dusk, and
Yeah.
I'll skate over to him and kind of kick his knee. Yo,
Yeah.
I'll catch you later.
I have to do the thing with Ashford, like tonight.
Alone?
Yeah.
What are you doing alone with Ashford?
I have no idea.
Do you have like some alternate secret fucked up debt there?
I hope not.
I mean, bro, you're being asked to do a favor and none of it. I'm just saying I'd check that shit out. That seemed like, I don't know. Do you trust any of these like adults around us that seem to just act like all of this is normal?
Nope. Not a single one of them.
Cool. I'm glad I'm not the only one.
Yeah, no, they're all being quite weird. They're not like, that's weird but cool. No, it's like, no, that's just weird.
Yo, real talk though. It's kind of dope to feel needed.
Yeah, I mean,
that's super
feel
weird.
needed is one thing. Used is what we're being. We're being used, which is not nearly as fun.
Yeah,
No.
you're right.
Can
No,
I do
nearly.
you mind if I interrupt here? I'm interested. How long are you guys at the skate park after school?
I usually hang out until dusk.
Is
Yeah.
it just like you're there until you have to do something else, sort of thing?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
okay.
I think it's kind of a. I
'Cause
think
you
it's kind
have-
of
you
a
have like
gathering, but also limbo. We can go
I-
anywhere from there.
I was gonna say you have like the zombie hunting thing, but what I'm wondering is if you'd still be there when the swim meet is over, like at the skate.
Oh,
park.
probably.
Oh, yeah,
well,
yeah.
I don't know how late do swim meets. Probably.
Probably. If it's dusk, you're probably still there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that'd be the time
my
when it was like
mind.
clearing out, kind of.
Yeah.
Just because if I can, I want to get you guys in on the loop here.
Yeah.
From Torys' side of things, and when everybody thinks she's somewhere else, is the perfect time to talk to a couple of dorks.
Yep.
And there'd be not
Uh,
one person at the skate park that would know you at all, probably,
Yeah.
or care, or be sober enough to realize.
So anyway, that's sort of my plan. Feel free, obviously, like
Yeah.
beforehand to do whatever, and then I'll roll up.
Yeah, we would definitely be there until like literally, that creepy time where it's like there's no more sun up, but you can
It's
kind
kind
of
of orange. It's like orange
Yep.
out and then dark. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And that's like that awkward time.
Do you mean Twilight?
So much lip biting.
Yes, it is a time of day.
Yeah, that'd be the time
So
we're
yeah,
chilling.
if there's other stuff that you guys want to do like without Tori being there,
No.
then obviously go
I mean,
ahead.
unless-
But I
I was just
don't
gonna-
think so.
Honestly, I was gonna send Will with Joel, just so
I
I
was
knew they
gonna-
were like together.
I was gonna ask Sheepy, in the book, are there any reference to other books? Like I read a lot of university stuff
Ooh.
now, and it's always like, Renfrew deposited in their 2007 text, blah 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 blah. Is there anything like, is there
a
any
really good question.
references to other literature? Because then I can like, I'll just go look at that book.
No. But when you were in the, so
Poop on the party.
This isn't really an educational book. This is more of a this is more of like a piece of work put together. It's like a, I guess you call it like a collector's item, maybe. So it's not like, it doesn't really have references to what it's compiled from and stuff. There's probably a foreword which is like, this book was compiled from lots of different places and lots of different, things.
Yeah. So is Wikipedia is basically what I'm reading. Or no fucking references, no sources for anything.
Sure.
Yeah. Okay. I've got a Wikipedia book of monsters. The monster of Dick Butt.
Not sure that's a monster, but
No, but if it was Wikipedia, that would be in there.
yeah. I would say, yeah, no, there's no other references or anything, but when you were in that corner of the library, you saw other books that looked interesting,
Yeah.
So there's a possibility that you could have a look back there, or
Yeah, definitely will do that tomorrow if I survive.
yeah, even the main library as well, the town library might have things, so both are possibilities to
Yeah.
go check out.
Cool. Other than that, I think we're waiting for Tori. Well, we don't know that we're waiting for Tori, but we
Right.
are waiting for
yeah.
What?
Surprisingly. Oh, sorry, Sheepy. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, what I would say is, essentially, Tori, you rock up to the skate park, and you see the if you'll allow me to describe them this way, the stoners, burnouts and losers, all skating around and doing things.
You got it on the nose.
Yeah,
That
the
is-
small,
that
the
is
small
very-
group of
Very
highly-
rude.
a small group of highly dedicated skaters. You
Yeah.
got it.
Yes,
It's very rude and very accurate.
pro.
Tori's gonna park up nearby.
Okay.
And then she's gonna go looking for George and Will.
Right.
And to fill in our lovely missing cast member, this is just because Tori's like, I want to do some human experimentation with my ability, and I'd like to loop in George and Will, and I know where they'll be because they're losers.
Yeah.
And I'm supposed to be somewhere else, but I've got time to myself, so why not do it this way?
Also, possibly Tori's looking for someone who will understand and like sometimes you want to bounce ideas off people and like possibilities. It's kind of hard to like talk to.
I can't talk about my supernatural powers to anyone except any of you three nerds.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and that's
well,
it. So.
Or Bertrand or Ashford, but I feel like neither
I
of
mean,
those.
Bertrand, they're not very chatty.
Yeah, no, they're not the best choices. So
They
yeah,
seem so forthcoming.
She gets out of the car and goes to look for George and Will in the skate park area.
I imagine the view of the scene would be much like if actually Cher from is it Clueless? It's Clueless, right?
Yeah.
It's like if she rocked up to what's the name of the film with Adam Sandler and Ben
Stiller?
Fraser?
I don't know, but I can
Brandon
every
Fraser.
So many.
I don't.
Airheads.
Air-
Oh yeah.
Yeah. If Cher from Clueless turned up to Airheads, is that the type of
I
thing
have
I'm
this
thinking.
I have this mental image of George like carving something in a picnic bench. Like I don't know.
Yeah, 100%.
If there's one that has an inch left to be carved on.
You
I
can always
mean,
carve over stuff, right?
Yeah, like
There's-
tagging over tags and stuff like that. Yeah.
there's a lot of graffiti. There's a lot of like
Just like
carved
shitty pocket knife
Yeah.
carving. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
I'd
J
say,
plus K crossed out.
Yeah. There's a whole load of there's a whole load that I'd imagine there's at least one kind of like not rotten but slightly weather worn bench, you know, like a table with benches to the side of it where people
Been there
sit
too
and-
long.
Been there too long.
It's bolted to the
Yeah.
ground. That's the only reason it's still there.
But so she spots you, and like makes her way over to where you're hanging out, George. And Will.
We're
if Will
probably
is
like
also
standing
there.
and gathering our stuff to take off. I imagine.
And she says, "Hey," you know, like get your attention.
I'd probably literally swing around and be like, "Are you lost?"
No, I was looking for you. Well, and him, but you know,
Sup?
we got to talk about, you know, the situation as it stands.
Yeah. About that. Will and I were. Joel, is that an ice cream truck? Do I hear a little deedly deep down there?
Yeah, you guys want anything?
Yeah, give me that baseball mitt with the bubblegum ball in it.
I'll just get you whatever I find.
Yeah,
Cool.
do that, bro. Sorry, it doesn't matter. So, Will and I were talking to Ashton, and I think he might have sold you. Are you okay?
Told me no. I made a deal. And I wanted to float that maybe you might be interested in something similar.
A deal.
Yeah, you know, so that I don't have $2 million hanging over my head.
So, what did you do to not need to pay back $2 million?
I traded down. Now I only owe $25,000 and to Bertrand, and I can pay that off in.
What did
however
you
long.
do? Did you kill somebody?
No, I just said I'd help him get the money.
That's a discount. That's like
Yeah,
a owe me
that's what
forever discount.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't know, man. I kind of feel like you went from like one shit pile of a deal to another. That doesn't sound safe. That guy looks like a skeleton with skin over it.
Yeah, but I also think if I do this and I get him the money, then I'm free of
How do you
all
know?
of this. I mean, I don't know, but this is the other part, right? The other thing I wanted to talk about. You've both been practicing, right? Like, power-wise?
I mean, she's gonna look at the pile of like empty lighters next to her.
I would love for Will to look up at Tori with just a pupil changed to the devil's eye, not the stuff around it. Just get a slit instead of his normal eye, and then look down again. If that's possible, I would love to do that and go and down again.
That is creepy.
I will say, for the narrative's sake, yes.
Yeah,
But I'm
yeah.
I'm extremely tempted to make you do some kind of roll or something. But no, it's good. It's good.
Yeah.
Will's been messing about with the eye enough that a quick shimmer is possible, I would say.
And I think Tori says, so I was planning to test some things out tonight. And,
Test
I
some
think-
things.
yeah, power-wise. Not on you guys, it's fine.
Oh, sick. Yeah.
But look, if we can make sure that we know what we're doing, then it doesn't matter who we're in debt to, right? We can take care of ourselves. We can handle ourselves. We can work together still.
So, yeah, but like, I don't know how legit this is. I don't know if we can trust any of these old fucks that are fucking with our lives.
We shouldn't trust any of them, but we should trust each other.
I don't. But Ashford said something that kind of messed with me when he was telling us about. He was so vague. It really did sound like you were a piece of property and he just traded you off to Bertrand or something and they're old friends. But he said you're no longer protected. To which I questioned, like, what does that mean? What is protection? What does that even mean? And he said part of us like doing stuff for him and being in debt to him means that we've got some sort of bubble. And you don't have that anymore. So like, what if we do stuff together and you like get fucking like cut up into a million pieces and we can't do anything about it? I don't know, but what if that's a whole bunch of just bullshit?
That's why I have to practice. That's why I have to improve whatever this skill is. Like anything, it's like a muscle, you know? Needs
So
training.
like theoretically to like flex your muscle, you would want to keep lifting something heavier and heavier, right?
Yeah.
So like, how do you escalate? This town's just full of like hicks and drunks.
And I look to both of them for a moment. I just say, like, today I made the whole swim team do their best. They all did way better than I would have expected. I just told them to do their best and they did it.
No shit. At one time,
Yeah, 8 people.
and it worked. There was nothing. They didn't even notice.
Didn't seem like it. I talked to Laura afterwards. She was tired because I guess she pushed herself, but like that's normal.
Yeah, I mean, as long as you don't like go into theater and start telling people to break their legs. God,
Yeah,
can you
or-
imagine?
Or I don't know, fuck off.
Oh my, what would that even? I don't want to know. Yeah, so long. Yeah, I have been
During this
you know,
entire time, Will's not saying anything. He's just reading. He's listening, but he's not saying anything.
Yeah, I've been messing with it, I guess. Tonight I'm supposed to like Bertrand gave not Bertrand, Ashford gave me an assignment. He gave us, I don't know what's happening. You have been traded off like a baseball team, and now we're all given separate assignments. Will gets to go with Ashford. I've been sent to the graveyard to solve the corpses rising out of the dirt problem, to which he said, I don't know, eat them. So I guess that'll be a good practice
Ye-
in volume.
Do you think you could eat them?
I don't have it. I mean, like literally maybe, but that's so much chewing. I'm really hoping something just happens that doesn't involve me having to cut them up with a butter knife. You know what I'm saying? I've just got a spork from the cafeteria.
Anyway, I wanted you to know that, like, I'm not ditching you guys. I'm not, like, trying to abandon you with Ashford or whatever.
No, I don't think we felt ditched. I more felt like, you were kind of in a danger that you didn't realize was a danger. If that doesn't make any sense. It just feels like, an evil for an evil. And I feel like we're better off together. I guess long story short, I agree with you. It was just easier when you weren't with Skelly Boy.
Well, I feel like
Sure.
any danger that comes at me, I can just tell it to go away, right?
I mean, theoretically, but like, what if it's as powerful as Bertrand?
Well, that's why I have to get stronger. That's why it has to be better, because if I can get to that point, then I can get us all out of these deals. I can just tell them to let us go.
Does it last forever?
I don't know.
How do you even test that? I mean, you have to but there's no way to test that. Do you have anyone? No, it'd be real fucked up to like siren your siblings, right?
Yeah, I don't want to use it on my family, but I could tell someone that we know to like speak in a weird accent and then see if they stop.
Yeah, I mean that you could see if like at least you could see the next school day if they were still doing it, then you could at least gauge like but then what if they're like just sent to an insane asylum? Dude, you could tell people the color orange is blue.
There's a lot you can
Probably
do when you
a
mess
good
with
thing I
someone's
didn't go to
mind.
the lake.
Yeah.
Will perks up and goes, actually, that's a good point. Is it harder to convince someone of something that is blatantly false? Saying 2 + 2 is 6. Is that easier than saying 2 + 2 is 25?
You're asking me questions I don't know the answer to.
Oh, well, I'm just saying it would be interesting to find out.
I mean, I could make you believe it and
I'd
then see how
really
hard that
rather you
would
didn't.
work.
We kind of depend on him.
And Will goes back to his book.
I mean,
I'm sure you can figure it out. That's a good idea.
I was just planning to like go get some food or something and just try a couple things with whoever I come across.
Dude, yeah, get a free burger. I apparently I invited. Do you know? Have you like spent much time with Cecilia?
Yeah, some. Why?
I invited her to the graveyard with me tonight.
Okay.
I mean, from like the 3 hints that Ashford's dropped, she sounds badass. And I figured like worst case scenario, she could rip them up so it's easier for me to swallow the zombies. I don't want to eat zombies.
Do you want me
I
to
wonder
help
if
you
I
with
can
that?
turn my taste off. That'd be sick.
I could just tell you that you don't mind eating zombies.
You could. Okay, first let me tell you about my this was my plan. I drank all the lighter fluid. And I'm feeling like I kept one and I can just like maybe set them up on fire.
You drank all the...
Well,
Okay, well...
it's really hard to explain. I didn't drink it, but I drank it. I can like I can like hold shit.
Oh, yeah, right. Of course.
Like a canteen of fire. But is it
So
would
you're-
that I just
You're
don't
gonna
know. There's
breathe
no
fire on them, George.
What else am I gonna do to a bunch of like adult zombies crawling out of the ground?
Haven't you watched a single zombie movie? You set a zombie on fire, it doesn't do anything.
Now you just have a zombie on fire.
That's kind of funny to think about though. What does a zombie scream sound like, you think? Do zombies have vocal cords?
Yes, of course they have vocal cords.
Sick.
Listen. All right. Well, I just wanted to keep you
According to
updated,
Ashford,
you know?
like we're just gonna be overrun by the dead if I don't do this because that was the gravekeeper and he's decided to flame himself. I don't
Fair enough.
know. So that's my plan. So I guess we'll both be enjoying a meal, and Will might never come back. I don't know. Will's going with Ashford. Apparently, he's the only one worthy of having an adult around.
Try and learn whatever you can, Will. Like anything.
Dude, good idea. Can you like spy on the dude? Figure some more out about him, like if he's bullshitting us.
Maybe.
She looks around and like the rest of the skate park and the various people here, and she's like, I'm gonna go. I can't hang around here.
George will like look around and wonder what she looked at. All right. Do you know how to get like away?
Do I know how to get back to my car? Yeah, I know how to get back to my car, George.
Dope. All right. Sick. Good talk. Yeah, I think we're like on the same level. Teamwork makes the dream work.
Why do you have to be so awkward all the time?
I don't know. That she's gonna put her hoodie on and just start walking away.
Okay.
Speed
Yeah,
walk. She'll
Tori,
probably like
Tori,
shove into Will as she's off and be like, later.
Tori goes back to her vehicle, thinking about how she's gonna initiate this whole practicing thing, and the idea that she might be in some danger certainly escalates it in her mind to like, I really need to understand what I can do and what I can't.
And how long that stuff lasts, man. I'm really excited for that one.
Okay.
Slash
Oh, yeah,
nervous.
I wonder if the entire swim team is doing their best forever, all the time, in everything.
Dude, what if Tori starts sleep talking? I'm saying it could get real weird and real exciting really quickly. Maybe it's just me.
Maybe.
So,
Is there a dangerous part of town, Sheepy? Are there places where you're more likely to come across people who want to do you harm?
Where I live.
if you're talking
Yeah,
about
I
just,
mean it's a quiet town generally, so I don't.
I would say, if you're looking for someone who deserves
I'm just trying
it,
I'm just trying to think of like engaging with that sort of stuff under pressure in a way that like Tori is so unfamiliar with, right? Like the idea of like being threatened.
It's unlikely you're going to end up being like mugged or threatened, like a high pressure situation.
Yeah.
But if you head to George's area of town, you may run into a belligerent drunk.
Welcome.
That works. Yeah, let's. Okay.
And honestly, like if you went into our part of town, I'm thinking because you have a nice car and you're wearing like you're very put together and you're a
That's
walking
what I'm
target
saying,
or
right?
like a spectacle.
Walking target. Yeah.
Yeah. Like at least they'd all be like, ooh, you pretty girl. Whatever drunk people do. I don't know. Don't do that anymore.
Drunk people shit.
Yeah, drunk people stuff. That's they're like mumbling like, oh, there's a penny. Consent? What's that?
There's some change.
We will leave Tori headed off to you headed off to George's side of town, or are you just going to head
Yep.
into
Gonna go spend some time at like a less reputable establishment.
Okay.
I'm excited.
She's underage also, so it's like
She's
you can't even
slumming
go
it.
into a bar.
Oh, that could be
Except that you can, because I have mind control.
That, and I don't know, like my side of town, like I'm doubting there's anyone sitting at a door carding people.
Yeah, like 18 is fine. you
Yeah,
know?
you're pretty. Like you'd probably get in pretty easy. Just my thoughts.
In that case, as Tori majestically strides off with purpose. George and Will are left. Basically, I guess you are both probably pretty much like, hey, gotta go do our separate things.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I just left.
Oh, sorry.
Like after the, no, it's cool. I shouldered Will and was like later, and just headed off towards the graveyard because I figure like I have to wait until this shit happens, and like I think her mindset is like Cece seems like the type to be early places, and if she shows up, like she doesn't want to be the second person there, like letting Cece just look at the burnt shit and wonder what the hell's going on.
Okay.
Will's going home first, so his parents don't think he's out.
Clever girl.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
Okay.
So, because otherwise he's going to be like arriving home at 2 a.m. That's
Yeah.
not okay.
Yeah. Is he gonna like sneak out?
Yeah, he'll sneak out again.
Okay.
Oh, he's becoming a criminal.
Let's not throw words around.
So, when we'll leave George heading off towards the graveyard. When you get home, your dad is there.
Oh my.
And he's working on something in. He's working on something in the like living room in the sitting room.
Yeah.
And he when you open the door and come in, he says, Chloe?
Nope. It's me.
Oh, William.
Hi, Dad.
You're back early.
Am I?
Oh, no, sorry, you're not. I lost track of time. Come in.
I think Will is halfway through taking his shoes off and like come in and he's like, yeah. I mean, I wasn't gonna stay in the hallway. He doesn't say anything though. He just thinks it's odd for his dad to tell him to come in, and it just takes his shoes off and walks up to his dad.
How was school?
Dad welcoming him home.
Yeah. School's good.
Oh, good. And no issues, no problems?
No, not really.
Okay.
Philosophy is a bit odd, but I'm working through it.
Is it? Yes.
Yeah, logic doesn't really apply, turns out.
No. I never really could get into the more abstract.
Yeah, it's like being told 2 + 2 = 4 your entire life, and then finding out the actual answer is, the Battle of Bannockburn.
I was thinking, as I remember, it's more like 2 + 2 = 4, and how does that make 4 feel?
No, I can see that. Yeah.
Which is completely ridiculous considering that 4 is a number and doesn't need to feel anything. But
Mm-hmm.
oh,
What are you working on?
that's just work, and he starts like there's like little nuts and bolts, and it seems to be some kind of like mechanical contraption type thing that.
Oh, okay, cool.
He's got it's like on the glass coffee table, and it's got like a dirty oily rag like underneath it with a whole load of stuff. He starts kind of bundling away, and he's like, "Oh, it's work.
Don't let Mum see you with that on the glass table, Dad.
Yeah. Don't tell Mum.
No, obviously.
Good. And he kind of bundles it away and says, yes, dinner. There is dinner. If you'd like to eat. Feel free to take it up to your room if you need to study. But there's that. And Mum is off giving a lecture, so she's going to be back in a couple of days. So I'm going to be in charge here for And Edward's back this weekend.
Oh,
Yeah. So we thought we could all go out as a family, maybe into the city, maybe catch a movie or something.
yeah, that'd be lovely.
Yeah. It's been a while since we've seen Edward, so.
Hmm. Will is less than thrilled.
Yeah. Okay. Good.
I think I'll eat down here actually.
Oh. Okay. I need to take this up to the office, so but I'll join you in a bit. And he heads off and comes back a little like in about 10 minutes. You probably, I don't know if you wait for him to eat.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I probably I assuming it's something that needs to be either kept in the oven and has been kept in the oven and therefore warm, or needs to be reheated. It does whatever.
I'd say
But also
probably like a cottage pie or something.
oh, you make me hungry now. Okay. Yeah. So but also he like takes his school bag up to
Yes.
to the thing.
Yes. Carrots, peas,
Yeah.
etc.
Yeah.
Classic.
Nom, 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 nom.
Now I want a cottage pie. Damn it.
Yeah. God damn it, cheapie.
We will say, however, that as well, what I'll say is, for now, going forwards, there is nothing that has shattered your parents' vision of you as a good boy, a good student.
That's the idea. That's the idea.
So until then, you'll be able to get away with going out, sneaking out, and etc. But I will require each time a let's have a look here. A sneak around move, please.
Yep.
So we'll see how that goes. Hopefully you don't ever get caught, but
Yeah.
And I would say tactically minded and spatially aware would work here.
Yeah. Hyper focused. Would that be maybe not as a weakness?
Yeah, so I would actually say not hyper focused. I would say
Okay.
awkward.
Yeah.
And uncool. Like there's nothing more uncool than sneaking out and being caught by your parents. So
Yeah. But well, uncool would kind of factor in if he gets caught. But
Well-
if he's not caught, then it wouldn't factor in, surely.
I mean, it's going to factor in the sense of like, I'm super uncool, so I'm more likely to be caught.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, in a kind of like fate way.
Yeah.
We'd make
Elf,
fun of you
I
for
think
it,
you're muted, by the
definitely.
way.
I
oh right.
Yeah, there you go.
where I definitely like to plan this out a little bit to
Okay.
make use of 2 moves ahead.
Sure.
So like when Dad, like when Will goes up to his room, is like, I'm gonna read some and go to bed,
Yeah.
and make sure that his dad doesn't expect any more interactions today.
And maybe you like go to the bathroom and brush your teeth and
Yeah,
like,
yeah. Do the whole
do an over-exaggerated yawn as you walk past.
I was
his
just gonna
office.
say
la 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 la
Oh,
la
so
la 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 la.
I'm so British and tired and about to go to
Yeah.
sleep.
Oh, I say, Father, I must be off.
Where is my nightcap? Someone stole my nightcap.
Like Jesus Christ.
Where's my pajamas? I would love to involve the devil's eye somehow, because that would be. I think at this stage, Will would start using it for convenience matters
Okay.
rather than purely like what we'll call work.
Yeah.
Would you be able to like see your dad like walking around the house or something?
Exactly, that's what I'm thinking. So either supernatural tracking, so I can hear or see him, and I would love to get
Teenager
that.
would totally do that.
So
Yeah.
The supernatural in supernatural tracking refers to the
The
supernatural.
things I can track. Oh, okay. Well, strong vision then.
Yeah.
Peering through the wooden walls.
I would say you William can totally get the eye out and like test it out a little bit.
Yeah.
In this instance, there's not much useful.
Yeah. Because I was gonna do insight and see what like. But then I'd have to be overt and then like in conversation or something, so it wouldn't work either.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I think spatially aware, tactically minded, and 2 moves ahead. And I mean I would venture to add either high motivation, because I have a very high motivation not to get fucking caught, or smart, because I'm pretty clever. High motivation to not get caught, I would definitely love to add.
I feel like he'd be more afraid to get in trouble with Ashford.
Yeah, but either way, I need to get out of the fucking house.
No,
without getting
absolutely.
caught.
He seems like the type to be like, I'm gonna get in trouble and he's gonna fail me.
I would say like high motivation I don't think really factors in.
Okay.
And smart isn't really about sneaking out.
No, that's fair. That
You
would be
know,
street
it's,
smarts.
Yeah.
Okay,
That's
well,
what
still
George has.
3, 4, and 1 against is what we're saying.
Yes.
Okay. 3, 1, and sneak around. I can't see anything.
11.
Great success!
Great.
Woohoo!
Yay! La la la!
So everything.
Oh, a 6 and a 3.
Everything proceeds as you were hoping it would.
Yeah.
And you manage to sneak out while your dad is in the office. And he has, you set everything up so the lights are off, your door's closed, and there's a typical pillow under the covers. So if he peeks in, he'll see like a lump of person.
Is it like Ferris Bueller style? Like
I don't
there's an
know.
arm raised when the door
Yes.
opens and like a
Oh, no,
fart
yeah.
comes out.
It's not quite
It's
that
a full
intricate.
mechanism. But when it's got a handle, and when he pulls the handle down, it releases a string tied to a pair of scissors that goes down to a tape machine going whenever he tries to open.
And we follow William out of the house, and as the sun is probably down now, and
Oh, yeah.
The streetlights are all lit up and everything, and you sneakily and quickly, hoping that none of your nosy neighbors notice you or mention it to your folks later, head off down the street to go and meet with Ashford.
Cool.
And,
I do that. Oh my god.
I'm going to keep this playing for a second then. And you
I know what you were gonna do, and then I saw the moment realization of like, I'm gonna keep this playing.
I'm gonna keep William going for a second because George has gone lost somewhere. So it's
I think Trick was being a dick.
you head down the road and let's have a look at the. I'll actually turn this on for everyone as well. Have a quick look at the map here. So I think you'd probably meet by the library or in that vicinity in the center of town there. Just
Okay.
purely because there's no real like clues as to where they are. So, going to the center of town basically gives you a shorter distance to track, essentially.
Yeah. Yep.
And when you get there, there's no one there currently.
That's fair.
I would say probably about 10 minutes you are left standing there. Probably it's not super late, So it's not like, you know, you're the only person stood out in the center of town
Yeah.
at like ridiculous in the morning, and it's like, oh, what's that kid doing there? But you know,
Oh
and-
my god, it's 8:30.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I'd say probably after about 10 minutes or so, you hear a voice from behind your shoulder say, so you made it.
I'd like to not jump out of my shoes and just turn around and go, yes, I did.
I was worried that you wouldn't be able to get away from your folks.
No, I did.
Good. And you can see that he's carrying like one of those kind of green sacks. That
Full
just
of fucking lemons.
It has a whole load of lemons in it.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah. No, Will's game with the lemons.
Depending on the situation, we may not use these, but best to be prepared just in case you catch them napping.
Yeah. Otherwise, you can make lemon meringue pie.
All right, let's go.
Will follows Ashford.
It wasn't that bad of a joke. It really wasn't.
I like lemon meringue pie.
And so you walk a little bit, kind of like a little bit more out into the open, and Ashford says, all right, let's try the south first. And he kind of looks around. There's not really anyone about at the moment. And he says, I'm just gonna stand behind you. Take a look. And he kind of points down towards the south, like down towards the south side of town, and kind of steps back behind you, so you're no longer. He's no
Yeah,
longer
so
in your
so I
vision.
can't see him when I. Okay. Yeah, Will manifests the eye, and it's a very recent thing.
Yeah.
He thinks about his dad going, "Oh yeah, Edward's back this weekend," and it just goes.
That'll do it.
That'll fucking do it.
Okay. Yes. You.
Let's be happy. Your brother's here, the only one we love.
You manifest the eye. As we all know, it's a like kind of lizard, wolf, yellow thing. It's like a patch
Yeah.
of kind of scaly redness.
Hmm.
You don't see anything. Not down towards the south, anyway.
There's nothing.
Um,
Do I see any of that mist stuff?
no. But give me a. I think it'll be an investigate. And you can use supernatural tracking, strong vision, insight. I think those
High
will
focus.
probably be the ones. High focus, yes.
Okay, so 4.
Oh, and you can also use hyper focus as a weakness.
Okay, so 4 and 1. Investigate, you said?
Yes.
Mild success.
Mild success. Okay.
With 2 3s.
Good. So, yeah, you don't see too much. I'd say there's probably in the center of town, just in that direction, kind of going down there. There's like a very vague shimmer, but it could almost be like. I wouldn't say it's anything that you really notice too much. It would almost be like when you're driving, you see a mirage on the top of the road. looks a little bit like that, like kind of very vague, and you're like, is that something, or is that just my mind?
But it's not something I noticed before I manifested.
No.
Okay, so then I definitely mention it to Ashford.
Interesting. Well, not what we're looking for right now. If you would turn towards the east, and you hear his voice moving as he also.
Yeah, I was gonna say
further.
shuffling along. And Will turns to the east and never eats seaweed.
Yeah, so basically off into the right side of town, as it were.
Yeah, towards home.
Yes, and I will say that this is repeated 4 times in total until you're looking out towards the west, at which point you do see a grouping in the air of like kind of that weird, like almost smoke, but with like almost if smoke had like bits of big ash in it and stuff.
Crabine from Dunland.
Yes.
Yeah.
Rising, interestingly, from behind where the skate park is. There's a big kind of forest park
Yeah.
area.
I describe it to Ashford like smoke with bits in it.
Okay.
It's about past the skate park, I think.
I know the place. Big set of woods.
Yes.
Quite deep forest, small forest.
Yep, that's the spot.
All right. Well, we'll go to the entrance and see what we can do from there. Come on. And he starts...
Do I need Do I need it?
Duh.
And then Will does this. Like,
Oh, no, I turned that off now for you.
okay, he gets rid of it.
And I'm assuming at no point did you try to look at him.
Nope.
Okay.
He told me not to. I'm not gonna piss him off.
And
But when he can go wait and shit like sticks to the ground. Yeah, let's not fuck with him. I might sneak a peek at him, but I'm not gonna do it when he's fucking behind me.
And he walks out in front of you and starts leading the way. And as both you and him are walking towards this towards the big skate park and also towards these woods. As a sidebar, these are woods we've seen once before. These are the wooded area where Cecilia stopped with the car, and the girl, what's her name, Christine, jumped out and ran into and ran back.
Did crazy shit, yeah.
And Ashford says as he's walking down the road, "Tell me, William, are you scared of anything?
Yeah.
Like phobias?"
Oh, like germophobia?
Spiders?
No.
Okay, should be fine then. Let's go.
Wait, they're gonna be spiders?
At least one.
Oh shit.
And we
I think Will's attitude towards phobia is, it's not an irrational fear, which a phobia would be. They're fucking scary. And as with herpophobia, arachnophobia, fucking anything creepy crawliophobia, all of that shit was like.
Much like me and sharks, it is perfectly normal. It's not a phobia. Sharks are
Yeah.
scary.
Exactly. However, being afraid of sharks on land, unless Sharknado's around, then it's a phobia. But going into deep water and going, I'm scared of shark, that's not a phobia. That is a legitimate fucking concern.
Yes. And we fade on that. Spiders, you should be fine. And the camera pans off to the north of town, to where we will see Cecilia waiting outside the graveyard as George kind of probably semi jogging and like, oh, what's up? Sorry I'm late. Like bawling into
Yeah, as soon as I see her, I'd probably like pick up my pace and do like that jog over, be like, oh hey.
Cool question before you start. I imagine Cecilia was perfectly on time for like the, you know, when George said to be there.
Yeah, like 10 minutes before that.
Mm-hmm.
How late was George?
That conversation with Tori probably took 15-20 minutes, I would guess.
Okay.
It was probably like awkward, you know, standing around teenage shit.
Yeah, and
So probably good that.
I feel like she wasn't, you know, keeping a massive track on time, and so she would probably like dawdle up there as well. So like say 20 minutes waiting, 10 minutes late,
Yeah.
but you were the 10 minutes early. So and yeah, George rocks up and
So she's not too late.
10 minutes.
But no, is she on time for the time that was
No, I'm 10 minutes
discussed?
late.
10 minutes late for the time.
You're
discussed.
10 minutes late.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. And so it's 10 past midnight.
Is it? I mean, were we given midnight as a time? I don't remember.
I believe so.
I think it was just like, were we?
I think it was get there before midnight, so it could be like
Okay, then yeah.
11:30.
Okay, we'll just say midnight then. I couldn't remember. Yeah. Yeah, I'd probably like do the jog up, be like, dude, honestly didn't think you'd show up. What's up?
Wait. You were the one who asked this whole thing and you show up late? Like, what if something magic would happen at like midnight? You would have been 10 minutes late. Zombies would have been crawling up here.
I assume you would have taken care of yourself. Ashford thinks you're kind of badass.
What if I would have been 10 minutes late? We don't have to talk about that. That's not
I guess
realistic.
it would have been easy.
Anyway, and she is carrying a bag.
Ooh. Like what kind of bag? Like a rucksack kind of bag or like a backpack?
A
Is it like out of
backpack.
place on her? Like not a student bag, right?
It's just a backpack. It's nothing unusual, really.
Okay.
But she like takes it off, puts it on the ground, zips it open, and she's like, anyway, and she starts taking things out, and she takes out like water bottles, she takes out flashlights, she takes out like pocket mirrors,
survival
she
kit.
takes out first aid kits, she takes out a little snack, and as she's taking this out, she's like, so I don't know how long we were gonna be here, so I wanted to be prepared, and like we don't know what you'll be dealing with, so like I got a little bit of everything. Also, I don't know if anyone's gonna get hurt, so like might as well take something with it.
She'll probably just stand there with her hands in her pockets looking at the pile and be like, can I have one of those granola bars?
Sure. You can have one. Exactly.
Thank you. Wow, this is, and she'll pull out a lighter. I brought a lighter.
I would say that a flashlight is a bit more convenient for light.
Oh no, I have better plans for the lighter. So, I honestly have no idea. So, this is crazy. Ashford, we went to talk to him, and he said, I mean, I'm sure you noticed that the entire graveyard keeper's shack is burnt to a crisp, and there's nothing there yet. So, of course,
Would I
went to
see it
ask.
from here?
It's like a small area, right?
Yeah, it is dark, but you can like make out the general shape of like a burnt out hut
Okay.
type thing.
Where
like-
there was a building, at least.
I like look back and I'm like, yeah, now that you mentioned it.
Yeah, so dude's gone. So I asked Ashford. Apparently, he can just like toast himself to the netherworld or whatever when he's done, which means there's no one here to push people back into graves. And apparently that's just going to keep happening. And Ashford says, take care of it. And I was like, how? And he goes, eat them. So
maybe you like shouldn't eat that granola bar because otherwise you're not gonna be hungry anymore.
yeah, it's really hard to explain, but like maybe. I don't want to eat them. I don't my mouth is small, people are big. It seems messy. So my thought was I like after school today, I like emptied a bunch of lighters into my inner canister, and I'm gonna like you ever do that like hairspray?
Did you
No.
eat oil, George?
I think it's like a petrol of some sort.
We need to get you to a hospital. How much did you eat of that?
It like 12, but honestly, I'm gonna be fine.
12.
I'm gonna be fine. I've eaten much worse. It's because I've got like this. So I don't understand it. But do you remember the church when I like?
Cece comes up to you and like puts her fingers on like your pulse on your wrist to
Feels
check
my-
your heartbeat being like
And it's probably really fast because I was like jogging here and I'm kind of anxious, sweaty, So my plan, like what Ashford tells me is that whatever's wrong with me, apparently I have like a canteen inside of me, but also a normal stomach. So I can eat food like a granola bar, but then I can also swallow a dead zombie, but like put it somewhere else. Have you ever seen Mary Poppins? I'm like
Yeah.
the carpet bag on the inside.
all right, so when you
And I can like
Ate-
willfully puke it up.
So when you ate 12 canisters of petrol, you put it in. You were certain that you put it in your canteen, not your stomach.
I mean, I did it like an hour ago, so wouldn't I think I'd be dead.
You can like feel it there, ready. Like essentially.
I have like a sense of it.
Yeah. It's essentially stored. It's kept. There is the possibility of essentially consuming it. What that would essentially do would be break it up and destroy it.
Yeah, because I can like consume a bomb technically, right? I can.
Yeah.
Okay,
If ever there's like a comical piece of TNT, you can 100% the mask it. And then that's the spicy meatball.
I haven't seen that movie in so long. It's such a good reference. Okay, cool. So yeah, she feels. So I'd probably try to explain that. I'd be like, so like when I literally eat something and I swallow it or whatever, when it goes down my throat hole, it's like something inside me makes me make a conscious decision where it goes. But I don't think it would even hurt me if it went into my stomach, if that makes sense.
Doesn't really?
I mean, according to Ashford, I could eat like a landmine. I don't know. I've played with it, but I haven't eaten a bomb. I don't want to do that.
I was about to say, I don't really know if you want to trust Ashford on that one and try to eat a bomb.
Nope, definitely not. I don't like that. That's just not the way I'm gonna go. And honestly, like if there's bombs in this town, I just want to leave. That's too much. Monsters and bombs. So side note, do you have any ideas or do you have any knowledge of what to do with dead like zombies? Because I honestly have no clue and was just given, do it. And I was scared. And so when I saw you on my way out of school, I thought maybe you'd have ideas or something. Because you're like smart and shit, right?
Cecilia? Purifying salts.
Just for me, in what way? To put it on them or to keep them at a distance?
To set them back into rest, essentially. So either it can be applied directly to them, in which case it kind of purifies their bodies, and the mechanism the mechanism like holding them into the body, like essentially their soul is or just on the graves will kind of like maintain them there.
All right. Am I allowed to have that, Sheepy?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay. So
Because you knew what you were coming to, right?
so when George says that, she like bends down and starts like going into the backpack one last time, and she takes out like these two like big bags of like salt, and she like puts them out, and she's like, I kind of salt,
So
purifying
you're gonna
salt.
salt all the snacks? That's a lot.
Yeah,
of...
but that's not like don't eat this one, because like I think you're gonna want to keep it to put on the zombies and like the graves and stuff. Um, uh,
Salt the
basically,
zombies?
and she
Like a
takes one of
slug?
the bags and like puts it in your hands. Yeah. So be very careful with that. I only brought these two bags. If you put these on the zombie or like the grave,
On the grave.
Um,
No, okay, no, great. Will came. I brought Will here earlier to use his like lizard shit, and he saw smoke on some of the graves. I can point out which ones that. I mean, shit. I don't know if that means they're gonna come up, but some of the graves apparently had weird ashy stuff like floating above them. That's got to mean something, right? We could at least start there.
don't know. Really?
It's
maybe
better
we
than
should
eating
just-
them.
Well, you seem to be fine eating petrol oil. But I guess it's the next step.
You got me there. It's not really
Um,
the taste; it's the size of them. Like I just.
So, just as an additional for you, Cecilia, like what you know about this, essentially, the best type of salt is from a like a holy site where there's like salt water, seawater, etc., and you boil it and get the salts and then etc. Obviously, that isn't super easy to get where you are, and so you have what is essentially store-bought bags of salt. You're unsure exactly how effective that will be comparatively, but it's better than a stomach full of lighter fluid, I guess.
Says
Yeah.
who?
Pretty much everyone.
Yeah,
I would
so-
imagine.
And as Cecilia starts packing all of the other stuff back in, she continues talking. Yeah, well, I guess we could just like sort of start doing this on the whole grave thing, and maybe hope that we just don't encounter any zombies, right? Good.
No, that'd be sick if Salt just like puts him back in. I don't know why that graveyard keeper wouldn't have just like taken some Mortons to the graveyard, but sick.
Don't know what he was thinking. But hey, we can only hope. And then she closes the backpack, takes the flashlights, and then hands one to you as well.
She's gonna grab it and have her Salt in the other hand. Like,
Yeah. So
you scared?
I just hope we don't encounter any zombies. The only reason I'm doing this for you is because I, between you and swim practice, this is real danger, possibly for you, and kind of, the Ashford's counting on you, so I'm here to help you. Just
Hey.
hope we don't encounter any zombies.
Thank you.
If we do, you may need to eat them.
I'm ready. I mean, I got a spork from this cafeteria.
Right. I hope you don't have to.
Yeah, same.
Let's go with the salt.
I'm gonna hit you with a quick flashback, George, just because you mentioned the cafeteria.
Oh.
The last time you encountered a supernatural thing, well, not the last, but one that
In the
sticks in your
cafeteria.
memory. Yeah. You just remember the tongue going around your neck and the flames and being sucked into the floor, and you're like, anyway, I'm sure this will be fine.
Mm-hmm. We're gonna be great. This is gonna be great.
You okay there? You coming?
Sorry. Yeah, it's flash. It's yeah, fine. Just thinking of the tongue. Ugh, and she'll make sure she still has her lighter and be like, all right. Yeah, okay. And then she'll walk over to the hut and start like walking the trail that her and Will did and point out the exact graves that had the area where the smoky, like ashy shit was coming out of the ground and be like, I think this is the area we gotta shake this shit on. Do we like say a woo ha ha over it?
Don't think that helps. You could try. I'm not gonna stop you, but I don't think it helps in any way unless you truly believe, you know?
Nah, I got nothing. All right.
Yeah.
She'll take it and start like bird feed with the salt, little hand, like not wasting it, but
Yeah, and again, I'd say, Cecilia, there are, like, you know that there do exist some, like priest or monk incantations and things like that to like banish the dead, or but you don't know of any of them.
I think in contrast to what George is doing with the bird feeding style, I think Cecilia takes like a little hand into the bag and just like carefully like scoots down and like lets a bit fall on each separate grave.
Yeah, it's like
And
makes a little salt cross.
yeah, starts working on the opposite side.
you do the bam sprinkle.
No, she does the
She's
little.
salt baying.
I
CC,
like
the original salt bay.
Yeah,
I like the cross thing.
yeah.
And then maybe like after a few crosses, getting tired of that, so like making little hearts and then
Oh.
making little
Little
letters.
smiley, a Stussy. You'll probably hear George like, because at one point, she's got her lighter and the flashlight's like under her arm. She'll probably trip and fall many times. Like, it'll be all like, ooh, fine. Falling over gravestones and whatnot.
If you'll
So-
allow it, Sheepy.
Hmm?
If you'll allow us, if we have like, if we do that for a minute or so, when they're doing that and George falls multiple times. Cecilia never really falls because she's careful with the salt and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So after a few times, she like looks back a bit and just says, "So you're like all right with all of this stuff?"
Oh, what? Flops over one last gravestone on her way back. She looks up to listen, probably. Like,
Be careful with the salt.
sorry, no, I got it. Salt's good. Lighter. Oh God, yeah. Am I good with what? This salting graveyards like a corn cob? No.
Yeah, just that and all of it. The whole
I don't know. I haven't really stopped to
You-
think about it.
have a canteen in your stomach now, and you just you seem to be kind of fine with it if you just start consuming petrol.
I kind of panicked, but I see where you're coming from. I don't think I've thought about it. I mean, I've kind of like I've talked to Will about it a few times, and he's terrified when we make eyesight, so it's not you don't get far there. And every time I try to talk to Ashford, he's so blasé. He's so blasé. Like, this is just run of the mill. Like, does he just have a senior class of kids every year that get infested with demons? I don't know. But, I was talking to the puka the other night. That little, like, thing that I feed now. It lives with me and lives under my bed. So I just stare at a blank wall and talk to it sometimes. And Puka said something about being needed, and it kind of like, I don't know, freaked me out. Like, is this it's kind of like the first time in my life I've ever felt like someone needed me for literally anything ever. And it might be not the best circumstance, but it's something. That's stupid.
So the whole reason you're like okay with all of the supernatural stuff is because you want to feel needed. You want to feel like your presence matters.
I feel like that's just the silver lining I'm putting on the situation, to be honest.
You could always also just do that by, participating in the community. I mean, you could. I volunteer at a hospital. You could try to volunteer there as well. Let me
Would you let me come work at your hospital as a volunteer?
Look, it's not. Let me be clear about this. It's not my hospital, and I don't have any say in it. But like, if you want to feel like you matter and you're needed, then there's lots of ways to accept that, and not just. Well, aside from being a supernatural all-you-can-eat buffet.
Yeah,
Like-
you're right, but like I can't go back now. I'm already said supernatural buffet. Might as well work with the tools given, right?
Sure,
And like
you
all that
can
evil
go
shit's
back.
in town regardless. Can't I mean so legit, I've had some fever dreams and there's an obese chef inside of me named Chef Jeff. And Chef Jeff says if I lose Chef Jeff, I die. And I don't know if we're all the same that way, but I'm not ready for that course. No pun intended.
Look, if you look at it this way, if the two of you, yes, the two of you were separate before, why wouldn't you be able to go separate again? Surely there must be a way.
I think Chef Jeff might have had another Chef Jeff inside of him. Like kind of like those Russian stack nesting dolls. And I'm just one of the infinite dolls. That's the feeling I get.
So you're fine just sitting ducks and accepting that you're a Russian doll in a line of a lot of Russian dolls, and you're just fine with that? Just like,
I mean,
okay,
yeah.
cool, I guess I'll just do this then and eat all of this stuff now, and this is my life now.
Yeah. I've just kind of
As-
been incorporating it into my part of my being, kind of like eating and drinking, you know? I don't know. It's not something I have to do.
As Katie, oh sorry, not Katie, brain. As
That's okay.
as George says,
Who's that?
as George says, yeah. Sorry, this music is not the music I was going for.
He's going for danger, I know it.
Where is it? There it is. As George says, yeah, she's reaching out over one of the graves, sprinkling salt, and there's a like crumbling of earth as it goes, and a hand just comes out and grasps her wrist.
George's?
Yeah.
And she's just sitting there like Cece probably is responding in some way or about to respond because they're still having the conversation.
Yeah.
And she'd probably just scream, to be honest, just blood curdling screech.
Yeah.
Because that was terrifying and they were not in that mode. I'm not going to scream. You guys can figure it out.
Here we go. Go.
Thank you.
I got you, boo.
Yeah, just it's the sprinkling arm. She probably had the salt and the sprinkle arm and
Yeah.
just blood curdling, drop the bag and reach towards the arm and start trying to like rip it off of her arm.
I assume
Okay.
also kind of like moving backwards.
Yes. Oh yeah.
So just as she's as she moves backwards, the earth like parts as this kind of like eyeless, desiccated, mummy looking ass body is dragged out as well. It's got this and it as it's dragged out, like the head kind of like turns to you,
No. Oh, that
Cecilia?
movement.
and it says, and then starts to try like standing up, kind of like pulling, and obviously George is like screaming and like trying to get it off her arm.
I'm probably frantically running backwards with it if it's coming fully out of the grave. Like I don't know what
Yeah.
else to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think at the blood curdling like scream, she also wasn't expecting it at this moment, so she like clutches the bag of salt like instinctively to not
Yeah.
let it fall, and she turns around and sees that, and she's like, "Oh shit, it's," and she tries to like kick out, so that she kicks the thing in the face and it would fall back from George, possibly.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Okay. Question.
Answer.
In terms of like sheer in the moment panic, we're talking pretty high, right?
Me?
Yeah.
For both, but mostly Cecilia in this instance, yeah.
So I'll also add that Cecilia went into this whole thing knowing that, like, you know, the whole zombies thing is fucked up.
Yeah.
So throughout the time that she has to prepare for this, she has tried to put it in her mind that whenever she would see a zombie, it would just be like a regular ass person. Is there someone she like doesn't like? Oh yeah, I guess like the Christine, was it? Or
Yeah.
something like that.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, the one that went in the woods and freaked her out.
So she has put it in her mind that the moment she hoped that wouldn't happen, but the moment she would see a zombie, she would just pretend that it's like a normal like person that she's
Person,
allowed to hit. So,
Or wants to hit.
Yeah.
no, allowed to. It's
Yeah.
it's judo practice right now.
Hence the kick. So question is it like, is it an instinctual like kick, or is it more like oh my god kick?
No, I have a better idea than a kick, by the way.
Okay,
But because I imagine the flashlights were very chunky at that point
Yeah.
in time, so
Yeah.
I imagine you probably had those mag lights. You
yeah,
have a
like
farm.
the metal ones, they're
yeah.
like
Yeah.
the rods.
Yep.
It's an instinctual thing, I think, of
Okay.
like George screaming and her just going, and then she will turn around, use a flashlight, and bonk it in the head instead of like kicking it.
Okay. Question: is it like side swipe or is it straight down?
No, it's sideswipe.
Side swipe. Okay.
Because George is like in the way as well, right? So he can't just go like that. So it's
Yeah.
from the side going like, book.
So you panic swing and like the side of this heavy like torch flashlight just catches it in the side of the head, and the head just goes flying and starts rolling across the grass. The body itself is like still grappling with George, and you hear from like on the floor in the grass, you hear as it keeps on grappling, and like the other hand comes out towards George and like reaching towards her face as she's like with the arm.
I'd probably be grabbing that one and just be like, you know, it'd probably be like that moment of silence. She'd probably stop screaming for the head kick and
Yeah.
wait. And as soon as she realized nothing's changed, she'd like try to kick the head away from her more because it's screaming, and she'd like, you know.
Yeah.
Cecilia would definitely also react in a way that she didn't, like, because she imagined this as a specific scenario. It's not normal for people's heads to fall off.
No.
So she's like, I did not expect that to happen.
I'll probably salt it.
And then Cecilia will try to fumble for the salt a bit and try to like just put it and like just throw it in its neck cavity or whatnot.
Yeah, just like,
She'll just go like, go to sleep.
Is it working? It's still moving.
and you're like throwing salt
Maybe
on it.
say like a
and
prayer.
Then George is like, oh god.
I love the idea of you doing a fucking Iron Man versus the Hulk. Go to sleep, 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 go to sleep.
And as you like throw the salt on it, it just kind of like bounces off, and you know.
This is supposed to work.
Tumbles. And from the grass, you hear
While that's moaning, I probably am screaming and
Yeah.
fighting and not really hearing it. I'm gonna
there's
try to
there's
go.
a grappling back and forth, and like essentially the other hand is like grasping at you, but you're holding it, and you're like ah.
Can I try to
Um,
throw it down and get on top of it?
Yeah.
Oh, can we multi-attack here?
Dude,
Yeah, sure.
I'm just trying to think like any way to overpower this thing. I want to try to puke on it.
Well, and I was okay. You could try to puke. Let's say that at the same time that you're struggling with it, and the salt is not doing anything, that Cecilia's next thought would be, okay, I will try to hold it, because I think she like instinctively, it's like, okay, I know how to like get people
Yeah.
into a hole that they maybe can't get out of. So she will try to like tackle and push it to the ground as well at the same time. So I don't know what'll happen.
Let's go with.
Hey, they aren't synchronized, so
Yeah, no. I mean, we'd probably just. I mean, yeah, it's gonna be a roll. I bet it's gonna be this.
so maybe you just we all fumble to the ground.
Yeah.
Let's go.
I imagine I'd be kicking at it too.
Yeah.
I don't know, like with 1 foot at least, like anything to just get it away from me.
Let's go with hit with all you've got. Oh, actually, face danger. Face danger makes more sense here.
Yeah, this is danger.
And
I am a screeching.
I would say, in this instance, I will say Peacekeeper does work for me, just purely because you aren't trying to like kill it, you're trying to like restrain it or like hold it down.
Yeah.
And I would say the parkour as well works. So let's go with 2.
I was gonna say the same. One of those. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say let's go with 2, but also with the assistance of Cecilia, an additional 1, so 3 total.
Yes. Right. Face danger we agreed on.
Yes.
Wow.
Wow.
Great success. Great success.
One day
Only a 10.
you guys will fail a roll, and I will be here to see it.
I failed one, I think. I failed a couple.
Yeah, like first episode or something.
That's how I got an Alps. Alps. Is that what they are?
Yes.
Yeah, Alps. The sleepy things. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Essentially, with the help of me and my brain, I just see 2 girls like rushing at it and then like pushing it down and then like start like hitting it and like.
I see the same. Like probably
No.
she's on one side, I'm on the other. I'm trying to hold an arm down.
Yeah.
Because I imagine it's just blindly like clawing at us. Like, I don't know, and kicking. You know, kind of like
And
mindless,
just-
even though the mind is over there.
As a sidebar, when the like groaning, moaning isn't happening, you are hearing, and I apologize that I have to add this, but you are hearing from the grass like a like clicking of teeth.
Cenobites.
Yeah,
It's always teeth.
it's not a great audio visual.
If I can, like once we've got it down together.
Yeah.
And I know we've like got it down. I want to try to like, you know, get on top of it and pin it, because I mean it doesn't have muscles and stuff. I don't know how strong it is, but then I want to see if Cece can get like grab the head. Like I'm assuming the head.
Why
like,
do I
that's
need
what
to
we gotta
get the
kill.
head? What?
I mean, do you want to hold this? I'll get the head. I don't care.
Yeah, sure, I'll hold it.
Okay.
she,
How do we help? Crawl under me and like
she crawls under you and like
Yeah.
pins it underneath. She's
pins
like,
the arms.
do you speak zombie by any chance? Because it's talking a lot.
No. Ooh, do I smell anything interesting though, or is it just zombie smell?
You smell
Dead guy.
You smell grave dirt, zombie, and something else which is like hard to pinpoint.
Unfamiliar.
Unfamiliar. Yeah, a little unfamiliar.
Okay.
Sorry. You do also smell a little bit, kind of like an acrid burning, smell.
Sulfur smell. Not the same as the blue fire, right?
No. Yeah.
But like maybe related.
Sulfurous. Yeah, very, very acrid. Also, as a sidebar, for Cecilia, as all of this is going on, you have like a little itch in your brain, like trying to get your attention, essentially. but obviously you're not really paying attention to it right now. You're more like dealing with this whole situation, but just as a sidebar, like there's something that's like vying for your attention.
Kind of in the middle of something, Itch.
Yeah.
No. Itch, I'm busy.
It'd be like I don't know.
Like thinking you left the stove on at home, but then thinking, no, I shouldn't think about this right now.
Didn't lock the front door.
Maybe a bit more like when you're heavily into a game and you've been gaming for like 3 hours and you need to pee and you're like suddenly like, wait a second, I've needed to pee for like for like an hour.
I hate that feeling.
Yeah.
Okay, so as soon as I can worm away and see that she's got it down.
Yeah.
When I'm gonna get up and like, if the head has hair or anything, I can.
Yeah, or an ear.
Yeah. I guess she'll just pick the head up, but like hold it really far away from herself, like the straight out, like the little kid, like
Yeah.
thing, and walk over and be like, okay, now what? It's looking at me.
I just put salt on it.
It doesn't have the salt bounced off. It's not corn.
But
It doesn't
salt.
have eyes. How did it see me? How does it?
Does it have
Hello.
a-
I'm gonna
does
try
it
to
have a
talk to it.
tongue? How is it speaking if it doesn't have a tongue?
And as
I don't know if it spoke.
as you're like holding the head, the mouth opens again and starts to speak, and it says,
I think it has a rod in its knee. It had a knee replacement, Cece. Is it? Do you want help?
It's put salt in its mouth or something.
For a rod in its knee?
But shit, come here, come here.
And I'm gonna like waddle over to her so she can like see its face.
And she twists her hold of it so that she still has the body like pinned down, but like has one hand, takes like fumbles for like some salt and just like tries to like put it in its mouth.
While it's saying Rodney, you just throw it in its open mouth.
It's like and I will say the salt seems to have no effect as it continues. Rodney fry. Rodney fry.
Cece.
I
don't-
no clue what zombies
Rodney flies. Rod in the knee flies. Is there a rod in the knee with flies? You don't have a tongue. Say anything on it that is a rod or knees or is it your name? Is its name Rodney? That is a shitty name.
it's not really.
That is a shitty name. That is an old
That's-
name. That is,
Hey, look,
No one wants to
nothing
kiss a
against
Rodney.
nothing against Rodney as a name, all right? Like there's nothing wrong with the name. It's actually a very beautiful name. Thank you.
the last time I heard it was out of that mouth. Girl.
Also, so now that you've heard the full name, Cecilia, like that's Rodney's name. Rodney,
Oh, it's Fry.
yeah, Rodney Fry.
His last name is literally Fry.
Yeah.
Oh, let's bless him. Bless him.
I
I don't know.
that.
Well, Cece's coming to that realization. I'll probably
okay,
just be looking at it like,
Cece knew
She-
that.
She looks and she's like, "Is that no?
do you know
No, I
about,
can't. No,
do you know Rodney? And she's gonna turn the face towards
no.
Cecilia.
Rodney is alive. Thank you. I just saw him today. Rodney is alive. He and she like looks at the grave it came out of.
Yeah. It's like Wilbur. You know.
Oh, the gravekeeper?
No, the different Wilbur.
Well, different Wilbur. Okay.
Yeah. It's just a generic name like 1970s.
Yeah.
Death, you know, kind of thing. What I will say is at this point, both of you, having like things, I guess to a degree, calm down, but not really. But you know, it's
Under control-esque.
you notice that a very thin layer of like misty smoke has crept in under your feet and started to cover
So
the
because
ground and the graves and everything.
so Cece's on the ground, so while I'm like looking down at her, talking to her, I probably see it coming in and
Yeah,
like
it's
slowly
slowly being
chin level with her.
Slowly
Hey.
being coming in. I'd say it's kind of like just barely would cover a bit of your foot. Like it's really thin. And
Katie.
just kind of like creeping.
It's like that scene in Vampire Diaries.
And
No kink shaming.
Cecilia, you finally have a moment where the like insistent
I'm mourning my dead lover.
there was that's not Robbie.
I would hope not, because he desiccated so fast.
Yeah.
That'd be
That was
wild.
some quick desiccation. You kind of finally pay attention to that, which is something you felt before. You know, just in general, it's in the background. Just a sensation of like the need to move, to feed, to etc. Like it's just a general sensation of the animals around you. You always have this little itch in your head telling you what everything around you feeling and etc. Since you've been at the graveyard, there's been nothing until you feel now. You feel what's the best way to describe this? You feel a cold, dead calm, along with a judgmental, not judgmental, but a weighing of actions, let's call it. It doesn't feel very animalistic, but it has been slowly getting stronger, and it is now vying for your attention enough that even this weird zombie thing itself momentarily doesn't take the forefront of your concentration.
Okay, so I think there's definitely a moment where it's like going from Cecilia panicking and looking at the grave, thinking this is her dead, just now turned boyfriend, and she was like panicking and stuff,
Yeah.
and then like there's like an awful silence, just zoning out for a moment. So I don't know if George would be reacting to like the mist or anything.
I think you're zoning out. I was thinking about this. Like, if you zone out in that realization, I'd probably realize the mist. And then it's like, you know, that moment when fear kicks in and all your senses, like, you can almost hear that buzz. That's when I'd start hearing the clicking. So, like, it'd be also kind of a moment for me of like, oh, something. Before I, like, went, do you hear that? Clicking?
Cecilia, you're feeling a tug for your attention to your right, out towards the woods, out towards the edge of the graveyard in that direction.
I think I look in that way, and I don't immediately answer like George's question about the
Yeah.
clicking, and I just like
turn
I'd follow
head.
your
like
eyes,
I know
though.
that I have this corpse under me and it can't get away, so I just like look to the right.
Okay, so you turn your head and look, and what you see catches your attention for a good couple of seconds, which, as Katie said, I imagine George is like, what's she looking at? And looks over in that direction too.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna post up in the Discord,
Oh, no.
both the sheepdog, both of them, so everyone can see. If you're watching, or
Ooh.
if you're on
Holy shit.
If you're watching on Twitch or YouTube,
Wait, is it that big?
no.
Okay.
It is regular size.
I was gonna say that's a mouthful even for fucking George.
It is a look. It looks like a Doberman. It's about Doberman sized, but it is wreathed in shadow, and it has two almost like moon-like eyes that just glare out at you. And it's just standing there.
Nope. 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 Nope.
Are you seeing the dog?
Uh-huh. I don't have... I could throw the head like a ball.
I wouldn't.
She's gonna turn the head so it faces the wolf thing.
And you, George, you hear a... Cecilia, you hear...
Judge.
And the head turns to the side slightly.
Which head?
The dog's head.
And that the. Oh, so I heard it from the dog's side. Where did George hear something from?
I just heard
both
growling.
of you heard from the dog. George heard growling. You
Okay.
heard the word judge.
I'd probably be standing completely still, like I think it's gonna attack us. I'm ready to throw the head and run.
Hey, is the body, like the zombie body underneath me, still moving?
Yeah.
I just motion to George to just sit her ass on the body, basically, just like.
I'll probably like
Here.
not take my eyes off the glowing eyes in the woods, but do that slow back walk and kind of step onto the body and put my feet on its shoulders and just kind of stand there like, oh.
And
And if it tries to like thrust its legs, I just stomp on its
I mean,
dick's face.
it's still kind of like thrashing a little bit and etc. But I will say it has like weakened and done lessened in the last very small space of time.
Good. So I can hold it down just with my legs, like stand
Oh,
on
yeah.
it. And it's
For
all
sure.
right. All right. All right. I got it. I got.
And,
Please
like-
don't go out there. I got it.
like crouched down a bit. I imagine that there's still like quite some space. So
Yeah,
she like just
it's a whiles away.
yeah, so she keeping herself a bit crouched down, she like just takes a few steps closer with like the hand like this, like the low hand, open palm, seeing
Yeah.
that there's nothing like to be afraid of. Taking a few steps closer, then stopping and being like, hey, buddy, it's not safe out here for you. There are zombies running around. Maybe you should get out. It's much safer here for you.
As you kind of approach it like that and talk in a very kind of calming, like, hey buddy, how's it going? You feel a surge of dominance and like essentially not anger, but almost like resistance and almost like scoffing. And you hear
Inferior.
and obviously George, you hear the growling and the kind of essentially you feel the attempt to make a friend has essentially classified you as inferior, as underneath this thing.
Rude.
And I will say that you do, you naturally at least, depending on what Cecilia actually does, is still down to her for now. You feel an innate like rejection of that and need to reassert your superiority. It basically like wells up in you, kind of like
Get him.
inferior, please.
She pissed.
So
Um,
you don't have it's not a compulsion. It is very much an emotion that wells up in you.
yeah. I think she like frowns a little bit at the fact that she can hear these words. Like, she may not believe for herself yet that this is maybe coming from an actual dog. But she like raises up a little bit and takes a few steps closer again. Like, her hand's still like lowered and open palmed, but definitely like just open palmed. Well, I guess one of the hands would still be holding the sack of salt.
Yeah.
So the other one is open palmed. And she like takes a few steps closer again. She's like, "Look, buddy, I think it's better if you leave from here. You don't want to get hurt. And I don't want to see you get hurt, so maybe just go."
The dog takes a couple of steps forward in kind of like a threatening manner, let's call it, and you hear again,
Judge.
The moment the dog takes a few steps closer, she stops. She stays there and she like calls out behind her, not yelling or stuff, but like, "Can you hear anything?"
Me? I hear whatever it is out there breathing really heavy and you hear the teeth. I swear to God, I hear like crabs in our feet.
you can
there's
both hear a low throaty growl as well, just kind of building slightly.
I hear that.
there's something here that's like saying that just the word judge.
Wait, you hear a voice? She's gonna spin the zombie head around and be like, "Did it talk? Is it this?"
It's still going like, it's still quietly going, Rodney.
Rod, I know Rodney, is that what you're? That's all I'm hearing. What else are you hearing? I didn't hear anything else.
All right. She turns her attention back to the dog and just like it just took a few steps closer, but it's like not doing anything else basically, right? It's just looking and observing.
But it's growling. Then this is actual growling now. It's like a low, very like threatening rumble. It's not like, it's a building thing.
I think normally Cece would just say like, "Okay, fuck it, this dog is here. I'm just gonna continue with the thing we have to do here." But the whole thing of like inferior and the whole like little nagging thing that's like, did a dog just fucking call me inferior? Like, is this bitch for real? Like, so she straightens up a little bit more, takes a step forward, and she just goes like, "Leave."
Me?
There's a low.
No, not you.
There's a low echoey, like pardon me, like sonorous kind of and then you get
No. Yield.
and the dog like moves closer towards you, growling, and kind of like its head dips slightly and its haunches like push up, and it is actually like moving towards you and kind of squaring up.
I don't think it's leaving. It's not leaving. It's not leaving.
I think that this is like a pretty big dog, setting itself up to attack, basically. I think this normally she would just like look at this as like, oh, a dog getting angry, like I better look at how to subdue it. But
I mean, you can
the
see
whole
it.
setting,
It's
the whole setting makes her immediately think of like the chupacabra thing, right?
similar, yeah. This thing, you can't see any features. It is just it's reasonably close now, and it still looks like that. It is just the white eyes, like moons, and then just shadow. Like it you see small definitions of like slightly lighter shadow here and there, but it does essentially just look like a dark shadow.
She drops the bag of salt. She drops the backpack, only holding like the flashlight, and she turns it on to shine at him.
Okay.
Why the sigh, sheepy?
I'm scared.
Why?
Because he's tired and his mind is deprived of oxygen.
Okay.
Breathe, sheepy, breathe.
The light, as you turn it on and shine it at the dog, the light shines, but essentially when it hits the dog, the thing, it doesn't illuminate it. Essentially, you light up the area in between you and the dog, and then behind and past that, the light just kind of, almost like there's a glass bubble.
Spooky dog.
Yeah.
Okay, I think she brushes that fact off very quickly. That
Yeah.
this didn't do anything. She like lowers the flashlight and holds it kind of like in front of her horizontally, and just like lowers herself a bit and just says like, "Come on then, buddy, you want to let some anger out? Come get it."
Okay.
George is just shitting herself.
And at that, there's like a low, again, echoey bark, and the dog jumps at you.
She's holding the flashlight in front of her, hoping to catch it in its jaw.
Okay. So, please, could you roll me a
Oh, no.
hit with all you've got?
Look, she's just thinking of this as a dog, and she's like, well, it's not submitting, so like.
You
You watch Caesar Milan, he does the same thing.
You can use, I would say, stamina.
All right.
I would say high energy, and I would also say just purely because it kind of works in this instance, if everything goes well, girl boss as well. Not sure why that's a tag, but I'll accept
If
it.
everything goes well, girl boss.
You can also use instinct and the alpha.
All right. Okay.
And I would say weakness is desperate for recognition.
I would rather say one of the like of the beast card though, right? Because like desperate for recognition is like, I don't think she
So-
wants recognition from like George.
No, but in this in this instance,
No offense.
Well,
No, none taken.
You've been dismissed by this thing. You are attempting to reassert dominance here.
But wouldn't you then say alpha instinct?
Well, alpha instinct would be more if you don't want to assert dominance, because it's a weakness, right?
Talking about beasts. My cat just came in.
Oh.
All right, yeah, sure.
Just see if there's any others. I would say that probably works. So that's 1 weakness, 3 power tags. So 3.
No, it's like
4 power tags. So
5.
3.
It's 5.
Oh, 5. So 4
Yeah.
total. Yeah.
All right. Hit what all you've got.
Yes, and only because I allowed girl boss.
You're a boss. 16.
Holy shit!
Jesus.
Great success! La 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 la!
As I said, one day you guys will fail. And
The
I will-
boxcars,
be
the
there.
boxcars +4.
So as it barks and leaps at you, you stand like stock still until its jaws are like almost on you, and then with a almost supernatural speed, your hand comes around with the torch in its grasp and just slams into the side of the face of this shadow, actually smacking it all the way across the graveyard as it goes spinning and rolling, and there's like this huge metallic clank as it's like clong as it hits the metal gates on the edge, and like there's this big dent, like the gates almost fall over and they like indent sideways, and you hear like a small kind of like yelp as it's hit.
Aw.
I think Cecilia freaks like the moment that happens and the like it goes flying to the gate and like the clank is heard and like the yelping is heard. She like drops the flashlight and just starts running towards the gate and starts going, "Oh my fucking god!" Like no.
And as you get over there, the shadow. Also, as a little bit of a sidebar, when you hit it, some of the shadow like dissipated and like was left kind of like floating there for a moment, and the smoke. The kind of misty fog. Also around Cecilia was like blown out sideways, so like the grass was revealed and the mist was kind of like blown away. As you run over there, the dog shadow thing is like getting back up onto its feet, and as you're running towards it, the eyes and the head like shift over towards you, those moon-like lights staring directly at you. As the head dips very slightly, the ears flatten a bit, and you hear,
Master.
as we will end there for today.
Oh, new pets!
You just smack a dog into a fence apparently.
Congratulations.
I wouldn't recommend that, but
No.
yes.
No.
You have asserted dominance over and gained the services of a Grim.
Yeah.
Oh, what?
A Grim.
What's that? Is that like a demon? Is it a demon?
Death, it's like a death dog.
Yeah,
Death
it's
dog,
a dog that likes to hang out at graveyards and judge the souls of the damned and
Yeah.
dead and stuff.
It's like the Grim Reaper's.
CC's gonna
it's
be
like
farming
the,
some weird shit.
Like
It's
Grim Reaper's hound dog.
Yeah.
It's a psychopump dog.
Cool.
So
Technical.
yeah.
Neat. The whole
Oh my god, it's
that
an
you
up
were-
dog.
It's up dog. the whole time that you were explaining what happened and like that the dog was essentially smashed, I was thinking like, oh no, but Sheepy, that wasn't what I was like going to do. I was just gonna put it like between its jaw, and then I was like, oh yeah, you're doing this just because that like the 16, and that wasn't what I was planning to do.
Yeah. I know that you weren't planning on like, clobbering it, like, but you have your instincts as well. That's that's part of the weakness, desperate for recognition, and part of the alpha, part of the instinct is to dominate wild beasts.
What the hell?
Hell yeah.
And
I
here I thought we were just gonna face down a graveyard bunch of zombies, but
Well, you guys had the salt, so the majority of them didn't get the chance to rise. Obviously, there's.
you gave me the salt cheapy.
Well, you know.
I
about it,
imagine I'm,
well,
like,
it's not my
surfing
fault,
a
you know about
zombie
the
while all this is
salts,
going
like,
on.
What can I do?
Damn. And George is gonna think that it's growling at Cece and gonna kill her.
Hmm.
Oh, bitch.
So anyway, next episode, I guess we'll see how a pet Grim plays out for Cecilia, and also how the Alp hunt goes for Will and.
Yes.
I'm gonna need a companion here soon because I'm getting
feeling
into
lonely.
yeah, fucking handing out psychopomps and pukas, and Will needs a friend.
I feel like Tori's gonna go to the shitty part of town, and then by the time George gets home, it's gonna be like Stepford Wife Town. Like she's gonna brain fuck everybody into
Like-
cleaning their lives up.
George will be walking down the street through the shitty part of town again, and Tori will be just there in a throne made out of people
Yeah.
who she's ordered to like
Xerxes style.
make a yeah like that, just like, oh, hello George, it's good to meet you.
Oh hey, nice neighborhood. I've been practicing.
So yeah, let's hit the hit a little round table, then we can hit the outros and go. But yeah, that was the episode for today.
Damn.
Good.
I'm real
shit.
glad I didn't have to deep throat a zombie.
I was
Yeah.
planning on you defloating a
I was
zombie.
wondering if,
I really thought I was gonna have to.
but I mean, if it was a zombie, the salt would have worked, right?
I mean, it technically worked by not making them raise the other ones, but it doesn't hurt them once they're raised, so it's something else.
Does it not?
Oh my god.
Well, it got weak, but maybe it was just because daylight was coming out.
Yeah.
Where's dumb teenagers?
Or maybe it is Rodney who died and he doesn't remember. And no one remembered.
Cecilia wouldn't accept that. She'd be like, even if he's dead, he'd remember me. We had a,
She'd go
we had
rushing
a
over to the
birthday.
corpse, being like, Rodney, remember me.
I love the idea of you can't forget me. I'm fucking memorable.
Zombie romance.
And then thinking like, oh no, only true love's kiss can wake someone up, so I guess maybe bring them back from the dead.
Yeah.
Oh no.
What was that about deep throating zombies?
Nope, not today. Oh my god.
Oh no.
I think the biggest question now is, do we have to come do this every night? Like, do I live at the graveyard now? Am I just, like, salting the earth?
Bring a sleeping bag.
Yeah. Do I need to get a tent? Do I ever sleep
Who
again?
knows? You
I have
end
questions.
up on midnight.
Do I ever sleep again?
Repeated midnight picnics with Puka, just like so.
It's just this big bowl of salt we're tossing a zombie rising. So anyways, what I was saying about the dentists, they're just fucking outrageous these days.
I feel like that repeated interaction would just end up with the Puka having like a really distorted view of people and like how things work, and you like a super distorted view of the supernatural and how all those things work. Just completely clueless. Think you guys are like teaching each other. You're just misleading each other like even further.
100%, because anything he says, I'm like, okay, everything supernatural in the world, that's it. And
Yeah.
whatever I say is like, people.
Yeah.
I kind of love it.
Okay.
Be our own downfall.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to William next week. I think that's going to
Yep.
be interesting. I'm very curious as to whether William's going to try and sneak a peek at Ashford.
Well, I'm not gonna fucking say ahead of time.
I know.
It's a surprise.
I feel like it's gonna happen on accident. Like one of you is gonna get tossed aside, and you're not gonna be able to help it, and you're gonna look up and see like Hellboy or something.
I did have a chance when Ash was doing, hey, look west, and Will just goes, oh, I'm sorry, I thought that was west. Strange, murderous-looking Chihuahua person. I'm sorry.
Chihuahua person.
I don't fucking know what Ashford is.
Imagine that the link between all of them was that they got like infected by dog supernatural
Yeah,
things.
exactly. We can check this. Someone scratch Ashford behind the ear and see if he starts wagging.
I gotta
or
just sniff
something.
his ass.
Yeah. There you
It'll
go.
be fine.
I do like how William was like, I am curious, but I'm not going to just look because he'll be angry and he scares me. Therefore, I may peek if I get a chance, but
I think you distinctly made him to be scary though, so I think that works out.
I would say it's very understandable due to the
I
couple
don't-
of interactions you've had.
Yeah,
with him.
I don't think you made Ashford with a happy-go-lucky mindset in mind.
He seems comfortable
Yeah.
ish.
No. Nope.
He does wear sunglasses indoors.
Yeah.
I mean, we
Yeah,
got questions.
Yeah, exactly. At indoors and at night.
Yeah, presumably at night as well. Yeah.
Yeah, and at night, yeah.
Happy-go-lucky fuckwit.
I'm also very interested as to how Torys' excursion into human manipulation is going to go.
Listen, if she's not protected, she has to protect herself, okay?
That's true.
And
That's
that
true.
requires practice.
Absolutely fair.
Yes. We'll ignore the fact that she puts herself in a position where she's
Also,
not protected.
Also, she's she's not willing to admit her mistakes. Let's put it that way.
She's like standing in the middle of in the middle of the bad part of town, just kind of like arms out, like, I must face the consequences of my own actions and train.
Yeah. I picture her more like Debbie from Addams Family. She's in the bar with all the sailors. Macho. But it's like puppets.
Oh god,
You can see her having a blast.
She could totally do that. Oh no, don't give her ideas.
I would never. That movie was how to do it.
Tell us about your channel, Sheepy, and where we can.
Yeah, and about that website.
Tell us about the website and Patreon and stuff.
Well, before I do that, let us do outros for everyone.
See, I was trying to segue into your outro.
Oh, my outro's last. You guys go first.
Oh, okay, all right. I was aware that this format was set in stone or anything.
I don't blame Mel for trying to switch it up a little bit.
Yeah, no, me neither. Hence why Elf is starting. Elf and also Tori. Talk about yourself.
Hello, friends. I'm Distracted Elf. You can find me at twitch.tv/DistractedElf or on Twitter at DistractedElf. I paint miniatures. I play video games. Right now it's lots of Path of Exile and probably some more Guilty Gear pretty soon. Yay! Also, I'm writing a tabletop game that I'm hoping to have a beta game going of very soon, which will be super fun. It's called
Down Below.
It's called The Gloom Beneath, and you can find art for it on gloombeneath.com to give you a vibe. Anyway, that's me. I guess go LZT.
Oh, hi. I'm LCT. You can find me at university, where I spend most of my time. I occasionally stream leatherworking and or other stuff.
Invite people to your university? What the fuck?
It's a big university. There are fucking 12 campuses to this bitch. They're not gonna find me any place to live.
I really wanted you to just hand it off after you can find me at university. And then just hand it off.
I was seriously considering it. Yeah, no, that's what I spend my time getting a degree in something that there is no market for work in. That's what I'm doing. It's a great waste of time. It's fun though. So you can find me at Lima Zulu Tango everywhere. If there isn't a Lima Zulu Tango, I'm not on that platform. So hot potato Katie.
And now I'm full of sadness. Yeah. That's cool. It's fun. Learning is fun. What up, everybody? My name's Classy Katie. You can find me everywhere at Classy Katie. Recently, there's been a flood of fake accounts using my picture. Those are not Classy
Weird,
Katie. Don't follow those. But most importantly, you should follow this channel, and you should go to Sheepy's website, and you should go to the Patreon and support that, because without it, we don't exist. And this is probably my favorite day all week. I look forward to this. So thank you for that. I had a pleasure. Although I have so many frantic notes, I don't know what the fuck I'm going to say to Cece in that moment. That's going to be weird. But
You have one
I'm
week to think about it.
I know. I have an entire week to. I always go back and rewrite my notes because I'm psychotic. So I'll think about it more. Also, the zombie under my feet. I'll have to figure out about the salt stuff. But today was fun. I love this show. Thank you for joining us. Because I mean, without you guys and Patreon, obviously, this doesn't exist. But yeah, appreciate you. And with that, Cece, a la Syrinx,
Thank you.
the
Thank you.
fucking goat of the day.
You could almost say Beastmaster and then roll the credits.
Yeah.
Right, Sheepy?
If it was if it was a goat, she'd probably punch that too.
No, I wouldn't.
Yeah, she would. She's very violent towards animals.
Hey,
Very violent
hurting
person.
animals is not okay. Cece wouldn't hurt animals, okay?
keep
She
doing
works
it,
at a
though.
fucking farm. No.
CC wouldn't hurt animals. Smash cut to the grim hitting the fence and like.
Yeah,
bending
exactly.
it.
Chupacabra in
instant
tiny
remorse.
pieces.
Yeah, instant remorse. Yeah.
Doesn't bring the dog, back with full HP.
It's not. It's not dead. LCT.
How about the Chupacabra? How's that doing nowadays?
Oh, the chupacabra is in pieces.
Yeah.
We had
don't talk about
some
that.
differences.
Differences
Alright.
in
We
opinions
don't
as to who
talk
should be dead.
about Chupacabra, no.
The chupacabra thought I should be dead. I disagreed. I ripped it in half. Things happen, you know.
I feel like that's something Tori
disagreements.
would say.
Yeah.
Look, I was gonna invite it to let out some steam, but then it decided to do that all on its own, so it kind of became difficult.
And now it's just steaming.
Self-defense, man. Gotta do what you gotta do.
Like I could just imagine the police rocking up to this like steaming lizard dog body, like ripped in half,
Little
and Cece like turns around and goes, "It was coming right at me."
No, just saying like, you can't imagine what comes out of horses these days. The shit they eat, nasty.
These fucking
Nasty.
days.
That's a terrible excuse.
We've been keeping an officer. I'm sorry. It's foul.
I have never seen this pile before in my life.
It's as
No,
big
because-
as
Oh,
a
what's
car.
that?
Because when you got here, it wasn't a fucking pile, was it?
She's like standing in
Are
front of it.
chupacabras a person, or they're always like they're not aware anything, right? They're always just a chupacabra.
No.
Yeah.
No, it's just a lizard thing.
Yeah, it's kind
Yeah,
of it's
okay.
kind of like a hunting beast which like hunts, farm animals and stuff.
Goat specifically. Chupacabra
yeah.
is goat sucker.
Yeah.
Chupacabra.
Chupacabra was going against my morning affirmations, so it had to go down.
But yes, sorry, start
yeah.
about yourself.
Yeah, thanks. Hey, I'm Syrinx. I've been playing Cecilia. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram as Syrinx. And I'm looking forward to next week, and I don't have anything else to say, so I will throw it back to Sheepy.
Oh my god, I'm Sheepy. Hello, and this is The Wandering Inn. Go check out the website. It is new, and it is a great place to go and see all of the other shows that we've done, and all of the cast, like links and everything. It's got the Patreon, it's got the Twitter, it's got the Discord, it's got everything. Go give it a look. And yeah, past that, if you enjoy the show, if you want to see more shows, go check out the Patreon, pledge a little bit. The more people who pledge a little bit, the sooner we get to me making extra shows a week. I have some plans and stuff, like we'll occasionally get an extra show, but until it's funded properly, I could only do one show solidly a week. So, there you go. And yes, aside from that, Twitter, Discord, for example, if you want to see the picture of the Grim, it is quite haunting. I'm very glad I found that picture. because
It's a very cool painting, to be honest. I really like it.
It's really good. I am a little upset that it is like that'd be even creepier if you're like standing there from that perspective, because it is taller than that church.
Yeah.
So that means it's giant, which is scary as fuck.
Or it's a tiny church.
Or it's a tiny church. It's like a Hollywood set. It's like one of those miniature sets.
Yeah, it's a model village.
Yeah, model village.
It's perfect.
But yeah, even if it was just regular dog size, I feel like that outline and the eyes and everything, it's yeah.
It's
but yes,
haunting.
Occasionally when I need a little visual help, I can throw those things up. However, it is time for us to leave, and therefore go check out all the things and do all the stuff. And we will be back next week with some more QT.
Are we back next week, or is that the
Yes.
week we're on?
Yes,
We're back.
Okay, we're back.
Yeah.
Unless
like
told otherwise, we are back
Yeah.
next week.
Yeah, no, I was just making sure.
Yeah.
Just making sure.
Yes. So thank you for watching, everyone. Really hope you enjoyed, and we will see you. We'll see you in the next episode, which is probably next week. See you later. Bye.
Bye.
Meow.